picture
It
is
was
good,
really
actually.
bad.
It's not even that much younger. It's just that you're so focused on your.
Every picture of me is like awful, even right now, because I just. Actually, no. There's a few pictures of me that are good, but those are very prepared, and most of them are not okay to share.
Fair enough. I mean, here's me at a prom, not at
Amy can see them.
at their school, but
No one
that's
else.
me at prom. Well,
face.
Oh, here we go. This is technically my sophomore ID, but that's
Very
me.
different.
very different.
Yeah, this is his sophomore ID.
But that's freshman picture.
It's so weird.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, strange, isn't it?
Wait, what
You
happened?
don't even
This is
fucking
his
look the
sophomore ID.
same.
Oh
You wanna
yeah.
know something funny? I met him his freshman year. I did not recognize him the following year.
I don't. What?
Yeah.
That's not the same man. You
Yeah,
can't
it
believe
is.
me.
It's absolutely the same man.
I don't actually have a picture of my freshman ID, and I also don't think I still have it.
I have my high school ID.
I have a picture from my sophomore year, which was the last year that I was in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Bruh, the picture of me that we used for the meme
Fuck it. I
is
guess since
earlier
we're
than high
all-
school.
Is it really?
It's middle school.
Since
But-
we're all,
that's-
since we're all hashtag exposing ourselves,
yeah, I
guess
still have
I'll get
that.
my ID.
Speaking of
Sure.
exposing ourselves,
Let's hashtag play some D&D maybe.
Hold on, I really
Sounds
want to
good.
find the meme to show you guys.
Here's my.
There's also
high
my.
school- Here's my high school
Oh,
ID.
the useless ID you keep in your wallet of 27 other cards, of which maybe 7 have
23.
a function. It was more
Here
than
you
that.
go, Matt. You earned this.
Wow. Wow.
Hold on. Man, see, now I'm just curious.
Oh my god, wait, that was your senior ID too?
You
No.
look so,
God,
you
you
look
look like
so
such a
different.
baby.
Thank you.
Okay.
I don't think that was my senior ID. This is.
It says
Oh,
grade 12.
may
doesn't
I?
it?
Oh fucking hell! It is.
Where?
Where the
It's so different.
It's so funny.
Wow. That is a substantial change.
Mm-hmm.
Hashtag glow up.
Hashtag
Right. Still tell it's you, but substantially different you.
Yeah. I have one of me a year later, but I want to play D&D.
Yes, I
Yeah.
That's okay. I'll find the meme picture later.
Yeah.
What? Ah! Turn off.
Oh wait, I need to get my phone.
Yeah, that one. That lantern.
Actually, I actually have. I do have a song I wanna play for the ambiance also.
Okay.
Hey Matt, you know how you never got to watch any of the Game of the Weeks?
Yeah.
Yeah, they are all archived.
I'll actually
I put the link
use
for
my
it
phone.
in the
Sorry,
chat,
go ahead.
so you can watch them.
Here. Very good. I need to light this.
Sure.
I don't know if they're in any order though, so I think you might just get a bunch of Game of the
Oh
Weeks.
fuck! I forgot I still had this.
That's not good.
Do
That
you
looks
know? Do you
important.
recognize this?
That looks important.
It's
Oh hey, person Alamy
it's
made another
important
picture.
for a very specific reason.
Uh,
This is
Oh my God!
Ow.
Wait, what is that?
That is the first draft of the first book I ever wrote.
and it's on.
Oh no.
You know
It's
the
printed on fucking index. It's printed on like
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 the
name
Oh
tag
my
stickers
fucking
because
God. That's right.
Matt printed it on like
Holy
name card
shit.
stickers.
Yeah.
Why did you do that?
I didn't do this. The librarian did.
Hold on.
library lady.
I don't think I even have this anymore.
Sure, kid, here's some fucking stickers.
Sure, kid, here's some stickers.
One of the stickers has been taken off, Matthew.
Yes, I remember.
One of them is gone.
I think one of us took it off.
I don't even have this anymore.
I think that's the only copy.
I'm pretty sure this is the last copy.
That's the only surviving copy.
Also, the first couple of pages are missing. This is truly like museum worthy. If our friend group had a museum, that would go in
That
it.
should be turned down.
And it would be like the Mona Lisa because it's not actually that interesting or anything.
what the fuck
It just is there.
Oh, it's you. It's like, what the fuck did she put on for ambiance, and it's just you making that noise?
Well, no, there was ambient noise.
There.
So-
Jack Daniels.
Jack Daniels.
Jack Daniels.
That's
So
text
I was-
commercial.
Coming in, so it goes
I've
to
got-
the-
I'm offended by that.
I'm torn.
Why?
I don't know whether I should make Jace's pose this.
God, the face.
Or this.
Alright, guys, you ready to fucking die?
That looks
Again?
really Devil May Cry.
Yeah, it really does.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Crying is, in fact, guaranteed. You will. You don't have a choice.
The
Or
two and a
and
half, 2.5 men who fucking Devil May Cry. Charlie Sheen was Dante.
Okay, none of you saw that.
Or am in to become dying.
I have a lamp for going to into consume dying.
I'm genuinely surprised none of you saw that.
We
So
are
what?
going to consume dying.
So
I
what,
went
Matt?
to cough, and I blew out of my nose as well. And a nice big bubble of snot.
Yeah.
It's gross.
That's
So
a nice one. right
Matthew.
there.
It went up about maybe about like this big.
Who just didn't use their character sheet, or was there an extra one?
I printed 8
Oh, okay.
for extras.
So
Where's
there
my
were some
D12?
spares.
Yes.
So, as my
I
DM
actually want to use that.
for the
Yeah,
campaign that this pertains to, would like your opinion as to what you think Jace's pose should be.
I mean, it's your character, dude.
Do you have,
Yeah, but his
you have a
pose.
D12?
Hold on, one down.
Do you think this?
Well, I never rolled a damn thing anyway, so I guess I don't need it right now. Oh, thank you.
Alright, let's
That's-
go, guys.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
We've already lost an hour unless we want to go over.
Up to you, dude. I don't. That's your character. I
Go-
don't know.
There it is.
Going over is fine by
Kill
me.
the light in the kitchen.
Can you get the light in the kitchen?
Or this.
I don't know, dude. That's your character.
Please. We've already lost an hour.
So, gimme.
We haven't even recapped the fucking session yet. Chill.
That's. So. What happened last time? I mean,
Drolish died.
Castor died.
Castor died.
2 people died.
Well, I mean, Castor nearly died.
No, I died.
The two frontliners
Well,
died. Well,
You were on.
You straight up died.
you
I
got sucked into a
practically
void.
died.
Got sucked into a void.
You got. Only through timely intervention were you saved.
Or both of us saved, really.
No, there was no timely intervention for you.
Oh yeah.
You
That
were
was just
dead.
magic.
That's true. I was just gone.
I mean, it was timely magical intervention.
Yeah.
Anyways, so yeah, we all the things that happened last session were we met. We went past the room that we cleared. We saw all the statues of, I'm just gonna fucking say what they are, of the elder things. We met another pyre guard. I can't remember her name. Starts with an L.
Lindo.
Lindell. Yeah,
Like Linkle.
like
But
Lindell.
Lindell.
We let Lindell Pyre Guard,
wait,
who
no.
is a fellow sun worshipper who is down here doing stuff.
I guess.
She's also racist, understandably, towards me, and she does know Castor. She does not know Castor. Then we walked into a room that I can only describe as probably some kind of birthing chamber. We got attacked when Pyra scorched the ceiling. Sorry.
We fought things,
We fought a lot of things,
and then
and the stars themselves were very angry at us because
you know that's just normal things that happen on Wednesday night.
we looked up into the sky and we rather into the ceiling, and those of us who could see the truth saw the universe, the dark of the universe yawning. Trollish died.
Drolish did die. It wasn't
That
actually
happened.
even to the like big bad monster.
It was
just
to
some
blood
It
pellets.
was just a little bit of blood. She was like, "Ah, fuck!
Ah, it's just fuck.
I can't believe you've done this."
I can't believe you've done this. But Drolish died.
I guess I'll die.
Guess she died. Castor got knocked down, and one of the attacks of the big bads made these holes in reality that Castor got sucked out of. Then Garrett showed up.
Yeah, Garrett showed up and saved the day.
He didn't
Kinda.
say. I mean, he really the only thing that he did was he saved Drolish and Castor. We had that handled.
Well,
By the way, that took 100 years of Korra's lifespan.
Yeah, I was getting to that. But, sacrifices were made, but ultimately the day was won. But then, Garrett said that things were moving quickly and that he had so many things that he was dealing with. He snapped at Pyra.
made her stupid.
Made her
Also
stupid for a little while.
Also me stupid a little bit, I guess, because I almost said stupid.
Yeah, and had saved Castor and then offered a bargain. Trade time to your dead friend to give them life.
Yeah.
And Korra gave 100 years.
And that's where we are!
Oh, other important things that happened. Lyndall is no longer with us because she got roped by tentacles, but as we were running away, I hit the tentacles with the magic missile, hit her with fly, and said, "Run."
That also happened. Yes.
And then I said, "Thank me later." I'm not going to let that bitch forget it. And Garrett handed us a golden stake with which he said, "Pyra is the only one who is able to get close enough to this to the heart of this issue, because she is immune to fire damage, and this thing is cloaked in the fury of the cosmos."
I also like the play on words you did. The heart of the issue, which is also literally a heart.
Yeah. But Castor and Drolish nearly fucking went at it, and Pyra is not having a good time. Also, Galahad cried.
Also, Galahad cried.
My poor child. And that's what you missed on Glee.
Yeah, I think that's it.
I think Glee is not a factor in this, in any regard.
Actually, it's the whole point.
References aside.
I am
Motherfucker.
thoroughly enjoying myself in this hell.
I forgot to send you something, Tat, but I will send it to you
Damn it.
after the session today. It would not have come out today, so.
Okay.
But
I forgot to remind you.
it's okay. It's my responsibility. So anyways, you guys are, I assume, resting. You were gonna try and look at the note, right? So
So Pyra's kind of curled in like a half fetal position under like the bedroll she has or whatever, and in her hand with it face down is like the note that she's been scribbling on so much. So that means she makes sleight of hand and I make perception to try and notice.
suppose so.
Well, this is gonna be easy.
Oh, and also important detail: Castor can see the meat now. That's it.
Castor can see the meat now, and he is very, very, very angry about that fact.
Yeah, he's
Why
not
are you so
happy about it.
homophobic? Just get yourself some meat.
Six.
That's an 8 plus.
Alright, you did it.
Okay.
I don't have a plus to perception. I don't know what you want
So
from me.
Korra just kind of like looks
Just
over.
kind of slip it out from her hand.
Looks at Pyra and just says, "Well, I should probably find out," and then just kind of reaches over and.
The greater things in life are not what
And-
they seem.
Unless my arrest happen, like bad things happen, I'm going to read this for the rest of it. This is the segue to stop focusing on Haley so she can try and decipher this fucking piece of paper.
Well, it's your rest, so like you're the only one awake for this watch.
I know.
There was something I was going to try to do in the middle of this rest.
What would
Well,
you
So,
like to have done?
if I were to stir at some point and you had that would be inadvisable. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Okay, well, you're gonna have to give me time, so we'll just assume that that I've read it and that I slipped it back underneath you. But I want to continue reading this.
But I want to see if I can, like, just kind of... I want to take second watch. That's what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
I will wake you up for that,
Yeah.
and then Korra just kind of gives Pyra this, like, very concerned look and just says, "Pyra, are you alright?" I mean, stupid question given the environment around us, but are you coping?
Yeah. Better than some, I'd say.
Okay. Just keep your eyes that way. I think I heard something earlier.
Yeah.
And she'll go to sleep.
So, on my watch, as the embers of the fire are almost entirely dead that we had used for our light. Everyone is sleeping. So we are in the next room past this one, right?
Oh, you guys are several rooms.
We're
away.
several rooms.
Like,
Yeah,
you
we're
guys
several rooms
flew-
ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But the rooms that we're in are still shaped like this. It's like a series of these two
No,
rooms, right?
you guys are sitting at the foot of a stairwell leading down to another one of those massive iron doors.
And the doors at the bottom also are like chain sealed shut.
Yes, they're the 30, 40 foot tall doors with the giant chain links holding them shut.
Alright, so I'm just gonna look around the rest of the group really quick and make sure that I don't see anything amiss in the rooms behind us, something following us, and I'll kind of venture closer to the direction we came and make sure I don't hear or see anything. And then I'm gonna head towards the stairs and head a couple stairs down to where I'm partially away from the rest
You
of
guys
the
are at the bottom of the stairs.
Okay, so I'm gonna head
Right
up
yeah.
a couple of them. So just to where I'm partially away from the group, and I want to see if I can, the only way I can think to phrase it is get in touch with this place the same way those two are. So if I want to intentionally fail a will save it or something, but
You want to attune to the meat.
I need to see the meat of the issue.
You made a meat.
I need to see through the bullshit to the meat of the issue.
To the old meat and potatoes, or the meat and giblets.
You want the beef, and nothing but the beef.
It's what's for dinner.
So who can see it? Cora?
Cora and Castor.
Castor.
And everyone else has only glimpsed it a couple times.
No, you said Cassandra can also because bullshit.
No.
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 No. I resisted the urge.
Okay,
I smashed my head into a wall.
Yep.
that's right. So yeah,
I can-
Castor can see it and he's very mad about it. Cora can see it because her magic eye. Drolish cannot see it and Cora cannot.
Cassandra can hear the
Cassandra.
Yeah, Cassandra can hear the trumpets.
Cassandra can hear the trumpets
And the humming is just kind of omnipresent for everyone, isn't it?
It is now.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I had not considered someone would want to do that.
I had not considered someone would want to immerse themselves in the meat hell.
Just
You
squish your...
can feel free to just say no.
And it's
But
not
it's-
that I want to say no. I feel like that's perfectly thematically appropriate for Lovecraftian horror. I just don't know what to say to make you do.
To give you the meat.
Eat a rock.
Just take a bite out of the wall.
I'm gonna
Just
say
lick the wall.
I'm gonna say no for now, but about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours into your watch, just a little, an hour or so before the rest of the party would be waking up and we'd be proceeding forward. I assume you're still standing some steps away.
Yeah. She wasn't planning on heading back until pretty much when she had to, for them to not know that she was not there for all of the watch.
So up at the very top of the stairs, excuse me, you hear boots, leather on stone boots, and looking down at you is just a pair of eyes, and it's just a face. The eyes are these glowing red eyes, and the teeth are unnaturally white and seem to spread into a smile that's slightly too large. Yikes.
I'll take one step towards it and see if that gets any reaction.
I can smell it on you. You're not like your friends.
What do you mean?
They steps further down towards you.
One step at a time.
Get closer.
You see. What is so funny?
Pyra engaging with this nonsense is greatly upsetting Matthew, I think. That or he's trying to replicate the man.
No, not really. Okay.
You see, your friends all have had to come to understand things, the nature of things. But you already know. You already know the truth. How small you are. What will happen going forward. What it's like to stand in the gaze of the God that we so dearly worship. I can smell it on you.
I've looked into that rotten eye of his.
Rotten. Well, maybe. It is quite old. You have let that dear period of gestation pass you by and chosen to be mundane. It's rare, not unheard of, but rare. Few have the will to resist the urge of that sort of temptation. Unless you've had some sort of assistance.
I think it's safe to say we've all had assistance.
Sure. Maybe so. It's commendable. Stalwart minds come down, part of a hero's tale. You came to save your friend, and you've come to save the world. Though it seems unwittingly. Not that I think or believe that any amongst you would be capable or particularly willing to do something so noble. So I have to ask, why? Very little, comparatively, is asked of us by the God who grows here. Someone has given you a mission. That sounds a lot more like the puppetry that you so tried to escape to me. The universe is a dark, uncaring, empty place. We have such a minute and pointless position in it. We have so arrogantly believed that we are privileged to be here in this small snapshot of time for which we will exist. The gods have long abandoned us. The sun worshipper and his faith is foolhardy, and she worships goodbyes. And one day, someone will say goodbye for the last time as they're gasping for breath in a rotten and dying planet. So we have sought salvation elsewhere. This is it. No more pain, no more suffering, no one has to die, and comparatively very little is asked of us. These gods have no hubris, no cares. They certainly don't care whether we live or die. It's somehow more comforting that way. But you gave all that up. Now you insist, you're a selfish woman of sin, but that seems rather virtuous, doesn't it? You've given all that up to follow some other patron you understand comparatively little about.
Everyone's got strings. I just find these ones more agreeable.
Sure. I can make this burden easier for you. Just hand me the nail.
I think I'll pass. I didn't come this far to hand over the nail now. I'll either see this through to the end or I'll see it through to my end.
You will. I believe that.
But I don't think it'll be the end. You think it will be? Do you really think one playing card is all it takes? We'll be in touch. And he walks back up the stairs.
I'll walk back down.
So, about an hour later, the party wakes up. You start suffering from some pretty massive headaches.
These guys fucking suck.
Oh, Haley, I did mention to you at the
Fucking
end
hate
of the
these
last
guys.
session that the handwriting was fairly accurate, but the artist renditions are not, right?
Yeah, you
Okay,
said that
hers
she
are
was
way
better.
better.
No, you said that she was better than you.
Yes.
Drollish, as she wakes up, she leans herself against a nearby wall and starts writing in her journal for a short while. And then closes it, checks if Castor's awake.
Castor awakens, clutching his amulet of safe, breathing very heavily.
Alright, so Drollish pretty much walks over. How are you feeling today?
My head hurts, my eyes hurt. This place, I can't stop being angry at just everything.
Well, I'm gonna let you know. Now is not the time for such raw emotion. It's gonna get you killed.
Check Discord.
Or all of us killed.
Now is the perfect time for such raw emotion. Only the strength that can come from within the soul could defeat a beast such as this.
Take it from experience. I know what that's like. And that's how I fight. That's how I live. That's
Other
how
side.
I carry on myself.
You seem to be doing
blank.
pretty damn well so far.
But for someone of your faith, be careful. It's not something to be taken lightly to harness your rage. You could kill an innocent bystander by due to them looking you the wrong way.
That's where the control comes in.
Do you have it?
That back over there.
If not, I can help teach you. I've lived with this rage for
Don't look at it.
since I was 10.
Don't look at it.
Since I was a little girl. If you need help harnessing it, if you wish to hold on to it, we'll talk. Then she gets her gear and starts checking to see if everyone else is awake and starts making breakfast.
Cassie's just doing her normal maintenance of the Wayfinder, just waking up as normal.
It explodes. Matt is no longer have anything cool.
Cora is praying, but when she speaks, no words are coming out of her mouth.
Castor goes to reach for the helmet of the Hauberk of Malachar at the spot that he usually puts it when he falls asleep in his armor, and his hand hits flesh. I would say stone, but that's not what he sees anymore, and he's disappointed in the fact that his helmet is no longer with him.
I'm sorry.
Mostly because that was a holy artifact, but I mean, at least he has the rest of the armor.
Well, it's probably in the astral realm somewhere. Maybe we'll find it again.
When I drive the nail into this heart, no void just spits the helmet out at me.
Just like
It hits you in the head, and it makes the like.
it makes it comically, but
Yeah, it makes that stock
That
metal
boink.
clanging sound effect.
It's like fucking Piranha Plant's like Tui attack. It's just
Castor does something that none of you have seen him do before, except in very specific circumstances. That is, take off his amulet. He casts light on it and uses it as a proxy for the sun in his prayer.
Okay.
I'm just gonna be preparing. I don't really have any other spells to prepare.
morning all.
I have to say, trumpets are fucking annoying.
Yeah, it's really not. It's not a good thing. Galahad, how are you doing?
Trumpets?
I pray.
You would
Gods I frankly don't
You
believe
would hear
in.
them. Everyone hears stairs.
Yeah, we hear them now.
I was thinking it was
Oh,
humming.
wait, no,
That
no.
we're
We-
done
yeah,
for
you just
today.
hear the
I
humming.
just hear slight humming.
That's right. My bad.
With any luck, we will be. And you never have to come with us again on any of these journeys if you don't want to.
Well, why would I do that?
It's up to you.
I'm just supposed to throw my claws up and quit?
Yes, tenacity. I like it.
We'll see it through to the end of them. In another day.
Alright, the way I see it, there's only two options here. We either die and stay down here, or we live and kill the thing.
I'm not gonna give my husband the satisfaction of me dying in this hole.
Well, we
I don't
already
think
did
I
it
know.
once.
I don't intend to die.
No. So, everyone finish eating?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need to go.
You ready? Alright, let's go.
Yeah.
And the adventure forth.
Let's get
Yes,
going.
I'm ready, Jolish.
You go back up the stairs through the door.
Well, hold on first. As Joel just walked up the stairs, she's like, "Okay, why did you say that weird?"
Can you
Because you didn't ask me.
drink? It's on the counter.
I did.
Did you?
She directed like generally to everyone. Is everyone ready?
I just heard her specifically ask like Caster.
Oh, she was just making sure because after her talk. So you're ready.
Yes.
All right. And I presume they go up the stairs.
No, we shouldn't go up this. We shouldn't go up the stairs. That's the direction that well, probably. Who knows if Garrett if Garrett's. Yeah. Sorry. Who knows if Garrett's simulacrum is still alive and whatever was pouring through that portal eye.
That was the other direction.
Good on tentacles. The other way.
The other way is where we came from.
No, the door.
There are only two directions. There's the door, which you have not entered. You came from the top of the stairs down.
Oh. I thought the door
Got
was
it, got it.
forward.
No.
The door is forward. Up the stairs would be
Got
back.
it. Got it. Okay. Sorry, my layout was wrong. All right.
Yeah.
It's good now.
Drolish, do you
We
think
set camp at the bottom of the stairs after flying away, and the door is that way.
That's right.
I thought you said at the top of the stairs was another one of those big doors with
No,
the
I
giant
said
chain
at the
links.
foot of the stairs.
foot,
yeah.
At the bottom.
Yeah.
At
Okay.
the bottom of the steps
Oh.
is one of these
Yeah,
huge doors.
we're
Got
still
it.
going down?
Got it. Okay. Let's go in that direction. Never mind.
Go the way we haven't gone yet.
Anyway.
Whatever.
Drolish, do you think that you can make it through these doors?
I could
Chains are
shoot.
15 feet up.
I could probably
Sure.
shoot some of the chains.
I could see what I can do. And Drolish draws her blade.
It's 15 feet up.
Can you jump 15 feet high?
I can
15,
climb.
15 foot vertical leap.
On a sheer surface.
Oh, it's sheer?
It's an iron door.
That's true.
If you want to use a couple bullets, I could try heating them.
What would heating do?
Weaken them. So that
I thought
could
you meant
shoot
heat the
them.
bullets.
No.
Oh, I
could,
thought you did too. I was like, so we're just gonna melt the lead in the gun?
I could try heating the chain links and you can shoot them.
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah,
I
let's
feel
try
like-
that.
I feel like heating the chain links and then, cleaving them would do better than a gunshot. A gunshot
None of us is 15 feet tall.
They're 15 feet in
Oh,
the air.
yeah.
I can't.
Unless you want to chuck that axe at it.
I can't jump that high.
I have something that can fix this, but let's try your thing first.
I feel like our way is the best one to be tried first.
Yeah.
It's relatively efficient. So I'm just gonna burning hands the links
Okay.
and keep it concentrated for a little while until I can
Till the chains are kind of hot.
Yeah,
red.
you Drolish being an expert on blacksmithing and stuff would have a better eye for it than me, but I generally would be able to tell that it's reached a heating point now where it's it's been structurally weakened.
Yeah, she's gonna let you know when it's good.
It's alright, that's good.
That's good.
And then so that Cass has a clear line of a shot, I'll go ahead and
I think I've
call
done
it back. But the shot needs to be soon after.
It is glowing white hot.
I'm gonna make it fucking double shot at it.
Work together on this?
Yes.
Fucking the shoot bang.
Shoost.
10. You don't need to tell me what your bonus to hit is. As long as it's not a 1, you almost never miss.
I gotta make a couple rolls
Hit or
too.
miss. It's like hit or miss.
Shitting fuck.
That's no good. We'll just say that one is forced outcomes.
I hate not having it. But
Oh, and because you have clustered shots, like any damage resistance this chain has is only calculated once.
forced outcomes has already been burned for the day, guys. Sorry.
No problem.
Okay. I passed the will save.
This ambiance is good, by the way.
Yeah,
Thank
Where did
you.
find
I think this is from the Call of Cthulhu game.
10 plus double whatever.
Dark Corners of the Earth.
This here is
34.
like.
It's called
34 damage.
Azathoth.
So
Oh, good!
Matt blasts
Goody.
through like 2 sections of one chain, like straight through
I'm
one
very glad
chain
you did
link, and halfway through another, such that it splits, and the entire chain, because of these 2 links, like falls to the sides of the door.
Oh, it wasn't so hard.
Good shooting.
Teamwork makes the dream work. Fuck my head.
You okay? And now you all hear a faint beating.
Ah, that must be it.
Oh, good.
That sounds like fun.
What's the rhythm of the beating?
I imagine.
About 60 per minute. Wow.
Resting heartbeat.
Not quite.
It sounds kind of like a.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Okay.
Does it always like?
I was trying
Like
to
that?
discern as to whether or not you meant like a heartbeat, as we're all supposing, or like a drum beat, which would be a weird heart.
Psych, you got your baited chump
It's
as
like
a drum
fucking
beat.
drum line just.
So,
The parade's coming.
Yeah.
it has 3 sections, and it plays about every 2.5 seconds. Like, if it is a heartbeat, it doesn't sound like any you've ever heard before.
Oh, this part of the song is really good.
You dig it?
Sorry, I'm like freaking out over this, but this song is really cool. This ambiance is great.
Cass walks up to the door with the stock Dark Souls.
Oh, that's exactly
But
what I was gonna say.
The thing is, it's not from a game. A independent music maker made this.
Nice.
Kevin MacLeod.
Cryo chamber.
So the door opens, and the architecture inside of the ensuing antechamber is,
Non-Euclidean?
but that'd be dope.
It has a certain je ne sais quoi to it.
I mean, so Lovecraft is an idiot because non-Euclidean does not mean what he thinks it means. But anyways,
I knew that was your je ne sais quoi, that's why I said it.
but so for 30 feet down, there's this huge archway that is constructed out of sandstone. The entire building up until this point has been some kind of gray stone, like granite, or just general quarried rock, which doesn't really have a place in the desert. I mean, where'd you find all this? But this is all sandstone. It's coarse, it's rough, it's
Gets
partially it's partially corroded, so it gets everywhere.
I got that.
Ass crack included.
Nice.
But
It's gonna be sifting through these fucking pants for like the next 2 years.
Oh, I see why I left the desert.
after those 30 feet, it's not just that it's dark anymore. It's that the world falls away into this just emptiness. And Galahad takes a step forward onto where there would be more walkway, and his feet touch something like some sort of firm surface. But around you, in this tunnel, is just gas and stars at seemingly appropriate distances away.
Does anyone? Is there any like a pebble around I could use?
Sure. I mean, you can take one from before you walked in, or
Yeah, I do
take
that.
something off the wall.
Yeah,
And just
Cora
chuck
just
it
kind of
into the
takes a
empty.
pebble and like just skips it across the hallway.
So, the pebble takes the momentum you give it, and it begins to slow down, and then it fades into the background of this image and begins to twinkle like a star.
Ooh, boys, we go on a space mountain. Let's go. And then Cass walks forward.
Anyone with nature trained can roll it.
Got it.
And then Caster can roll a religion check.
I don't have a trick.
I'm looking at Galahad.
Total 22.
I have precisely one skill rank in nature.
22.
So in religion and nature.
5 plus a lot. Hang on.
Oh, hey, 22.
What'd you roll, or did you?
I didn't roll. I don't have a trick.
My
Do you have survival?
I have survival.
I will also take that.
It's 16.
Okay.
That's pretty damn good, too.
Oh wait, you can roll religion,
Religion, survival, or nature.
30.
not Arcana.
Okay, actually, I had already rolled. So plus 5, plus my nature, plus my religion
30.
30. Okay.
Much different.
is 23.
Okay.
Chill on, everybody.
So anyone who rolled 20 or above, which I believe is everyone who rolled, you recognize these stars? This is the hemisphere of the night sky that you guys see in this section of the world.
Ah.
And as you cast that stone away, and it becomes another point of light in the sky, it changes the constellations. So,
Hang on a
are we
minute.
up? And then beneath your feet,
Yeah, she immediately looks down.
anyone who has traveled recognizes that this is the southern star hemisphere. If you guys were further south, these would be the stars that you would see in the night sky.
Those are the stars from the southern world.
Correct.
Uh,
They're from the stars where we are. Well,
and at
figuratively.
Hang
the
on.
center of it all is
Cass goes back and
Heart.
chucks
The heart.
Picks stuff off to make pebbles.
I have a feeling I know
Maybe.
what you're about to do.
And Cora's just like making a sketch of the night sky, like
Well, I have a
because she
statue.
wants.
Cass,
See, you're thinking big.
Cass gets all the pebbles.
wow. You are really attached to him.
She was. It was the first family she had since her parents. Okay.
You know, that's fair. Feel free.
She gets all the pebbles and just spells Vad out in the stars in Elvish, which is ironic because he's a dwarf. But
Vant from the
Doesn't know
grave.
Dwarvish.
What the fuck are you doing?
What are you writing there?
What the hell does that spell?
Oh, yeah.
Vad.
Vant.
Ah.
No, that was Vant.
They do kind of spread out,
Now,
but it is still legible to you.
That's a shame. He was a good friend.
A long ways down, there is an irregularly shaped, circular opening. But as you guys walk further down this pathway, the hemisphere of the stars becomes increasingly less recognizable. Points of light that to you have been entirely stationary and have been entirely stationary for the wholeness of existence, you walk past. And stars that are dim begin to brighten, and stars that have been bright become dim behind you.
I think we're some of the only people on Aeva right now to be staring at an entirely alien sky. How lucky we are.
Aye. How lucky indeed.
Each step you take forward, things begin to blue in front of you, and things behind you begin to dim into a dull red until they fade away. all of the stars from the recognizable night sky begin to disappear. Like, they fade into a blackness so deep you cannot see them. You're in foreign star fields, passing through nebula and gases that are entirely unseen by Riveran eyes. And then you step towards this circular opening. It's not clear what's beyond it. There's just this pale gray haze. And the triple parted beat that you guys have been hearing from behind you, like since you opened the door, has only intensified as you've gotten closer. In the last 10 or so paces between you and this entrance is nothing. The stars all stop, and as you walk forward, they all fade into dim redness, and then right at the last step before the door, like, their light does not reach you.
Is light, when you say it's just kind of fading into darkness, are you describing, like, because I have a picture in my mind and I wonder if it's intentional, like...
Anyone with profession laser can roll for some insight onto why this is happening.
Is light itself narrowing, or is everything just going black? Basically, does it look like we're at...
21.
Does it look like we're at the precipice of an event horizon?
So, the light fading behind you, it's redshift. It describes a property of the universe where light from further away, because of the stretching of space as the light travels through it, it expands the wavelength. Since red is the longest wavelength of light, like it has the lowest frequency basically, that's why it turns red. As you walk forward, blue is a higher frequency of light, so you're blue shifting it. That's why the colors have been changing. It's basically just based on your reference frame and your relative speed. The reason that they have all faded away is because the wavelength of light from them that is hitting you, if any, is not in the visible spectrum anymore. You are so far away from it that it is red shifted into darkness.
Also, by the way, how are we breathing? Are we breathing well? Has our
Yeah, you're
breathing
breathing
changed?
just fine.
That's weird.
So we're like one step in front of this door now, with like the pale haze of thing.
Yes.
And it's just like a circular opening, and obscuring it is like wall of fog style, like pale haze.
Yeah.
I'm gonna reach into the haze and see if I can feel anything.
As you reach into the haze, there's something firm that grasps you, but it doesn't feel like a hand grabbing your wrist so much as it feels like a force.
Just like kind of
Like,
pulling.
yeah, on every part of you in every direction.
And I'm gonna like quickly draw my hand back out.
You
and
cannot.
Oh, that. All right then. Help! Wait, help!
Alright. Droller's just
And
kind of...
takes her sword and cuts her hands off!
All right, keep her still.
I've done this before.
No, what she does, she kind of goes up behind, wraps her arms around,
In German,
tries
sir.
to pull back.
The harder you pull, the farther she falls forward.
Okay.
So push her forward.
Okay, let go! Yep.
So she's up to, like, just past her elbow.
Okay, one last thing. Try pushing me forward.
Are you sure about that?
Yes.
Alright, so Droller's nods at this and begins to tilt and push her forward.
Okay. As you're pushed forward, a comparative amount of energy is required to send you in either direction, and has a similar response of just pulling you further inwards.
So it's still sending me in?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay,
Alright.
Cass is
alright,
going to
stop
walk
it.
around and see if there's like anything like around the haze. Is it just like it's just a circular haze
So-
there, and then like
It kind of bulges outward.
How much do you like that arm?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Just let go. Just let go.
And she lets go.
Wait a minute. I understand this.
You do?
Let's go.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
and
think
with that, Cass just walks into the
Yeah,
fog.
no, just
That was-
absolutely everyone trust. Like,
that was the solution I was approaching. We're like, well, I'm going in then.
Yeah. Fair. Yeah.
I was like, just let go. Don't worry
Alright.
about it.
As she's like kind of and Coral walks into and just like reaches in and pulls out the sand shifter just to look at it, look again.
That's fair. Drolish doesn't go in yet.
Massive temporal disturbance. All three hands are pegged in the direction of this gray haze.
It's just going crazy. Okay.
So, to explain myself, I was trying to make sure that this gray haze we had been faced with was not the promised starfire, because if someone was just like, oh, let's try and head through, and then got incinerated, I'd feel kind of bad. So I was like, maybe I'll see if this feels hot, because if it does, I will tell them to take a beat and relax.
It is not
But
hot.
it is not hot, and it is not
easy?
starfire.
Is it nice and cool to the touch? Or does it feel like
In fact,
nothing?
it is the coldest thing you have ever touched.
It feels like I have, reached into dry ice.
Even me?
I have reached
Even
into
that
dry
okay.
ice.
So,
Go ahead, anytime you want to explain.
they step forward and through the thing.
I'll go ahead and, instead of just kind of letting it pull me, I'll actually physically make the motion to step through it now, too.
Cast power suits. This ain't so bad.
This is really cold.
Fucking
Drolish
freezing!
for a bit is just kind of. She's staring at the haze, just. She looks back and just.
Well,
It's either tentacles or haze, Drolish, come on.
There is only one way. Caster grabs his amulet and steps into the fog.
Stars.
hate pirates fucking humming. I hate the hum, I swear.
And she walks through.
Who does that leave? Just Cora?
No, I
Yeah,
walked
everyone's
through.
going through.
I walked through immediately after Gala had said, "Let's go."
Yeah.
So,
Drolish was the last one.
as you all step through, there's a brief moment of bright blue light. And every point of light, all of the stars from behind you, hit you at once, and then the light from them accelerates past you and red shifts away. Imagine if when you went, through hyperspace or whatever in any movie where, all of the stars expand towards you. And,
We hit the NOS button.
Right, so they all accelerate towards you as blue and then away from you as red. And then basically there are all of these god rays behind you that fade off into darkness.
We got hyperspaced.
As long as we don't go plaid.
And the beating is even louder here now. And Galahad says, "That's what I thought." Okay, so time and space here have swapped roles. I don't expect you to understand what that means. So, in simple terms, when you are in space, you are heading towards an inevitable future time. There's no escape from the flow of time. Even the best chronomancers have time stop and they can move through different periods of time, but it goes forward. It's the only place it goes. What I mean when I say that they have swapped roles is us standing here are at the most recent point in time inside wherever we are. And the further we go forward, the further back we go. But that means that time is freely traversable. See, when we look in this direction, the light is blue, which would suggest that we were closer to it, that it's newer light, and as we go that way, it redshifts.
Okay.
But what this means is that there is an inevitable future space, that all of this only goes in one direction.
So we need to find that, or we need to
No,
step
no.
away from that?
You see, that's the thing.
We don't have any choice but to
No
keep
matter which
going
direction
forward.
you traverse in space, in the real world, you're always going towards the future. The principle works the same here. Every
Okay,
step
I
we
get it.
take forward
Yeah,
will inevitably lead us where we need to go, I
Yeah.
suppose.
Okay, that makes sense now.
So, enough admiring, let's go.
Anyone have ye old aspirin? Have the headaches gotten worse since being in here, like in any of this like time-space fuckery?
The cold has made them somewhat more bearable.
Just physics lessons with Gala.
Well, the cold isn't great, but my head feels a little better.
Wait,
This cold feels nice.
Shut the fuck up, Cass.
I'm lost. If moving forward takes us forward in time, what does standing still do?
Nothing, but we will inevitably end up where we're supposed to go, even if we stand still.
You're just like standing still in real life. You're not going anywhere spatially, but time is still going.
Right, and since they've swapped roles, even if we don't move anywhere, we will still move.
So, I'd rather let's just get this over with quickly. I hate it here. And Cora walks forward.
I don't know. It has a certain beauty to it.
I don't know about that. It's completely dark in here.
This is darker than the deepest dark I've ever seen, and you know what? I think I kind of hate it.
The underest dark.
I will say I agree with you, but I don't have a headache in here.
Yeah, there is no sun to give you a
I don't. I'm dealing with the sun right now. I'm okay.
No offense to you, Cass.
No,
thanks.
taken, but it is giving me anxiety.
Yeah, well.
So,
You're good.
trying to think of, there's a moment in Dark Souls where you're like half a mile away from a bonfire and it's the only thing you see in the distance.
I know exactly what you mean.
And it's, as you guys begin walking forward, it's like that. There's this,
Which moment is that?
I don't remember.
Was it the first Dark Souls though?
I don't remember which
No,
Souls
it
game it's in.
wasn't the first one. No, I think it was the
I think
second.
it might be in the second one.
Yeah, I think it's the second.
But
I think it is.
you guys continue walking forward, and this light begins to increase in intensity, and the heartbeat increases in intensity, and the sound of the trumpets gets louder. And you pass through another threshold. There's not like a visible barrier, but you take a step forward, and there's an amount of resistance as you pass through it. And it continues to get louder. And you see in the distance now, like it has begun to coalesce into a tangible shape rather than just a pinprick of light. There are these huge, like, tendrils that come from an infinitely long amount of space in either direction, like in either pole, that come inwards and wrap around some object in the middle. And they're not tendrils of, like, they're not meat, they're not living stuff. They look like jets of plasma, they look like lasers. And there's this bright object in the middle that, like, rotates and pulsates.
I'm gonna have to have a word with the composer of whatever music is being played because he needs to work on his orchestral lineup.
Yeah, no, too much brass, not enough woodwind.
Or strings. Where are the strings? No one likes any strings.
Pyro, do you know what they're talking
Percussion.
Well, no, not percussion. Percussion is specifically hitting something that has membrane.
I know, that's what's missing.
The heartbeat is basically percussion. Can
Yeah.
you not hear it, Drolish? The music.
Okay.
I hear
better
humming.
percussion.
Just the humming?
I still just can't get fucking over just percussion.
Humor. We all know now what everyone's favorite part of an orchestra lineup
Does
is.
Drolish hear the trumpet as well? Because I don't think it would have disclosed if
I
she.
think the only one who hears the trumpets is Cass, isn't it?
No, we all hear the trumpets except maybe Drolish.
Oh.
Because Cora and Castor can see the
You
flesh
can
and
all
hear
hear
it.
them now. It's
Oh,
not.
now,
It's
okay.
not music that's comprehensible to any of you. It's not enjoyable.
It's
in
just a
any respect.
cacophony of sound.
Right, but the instruments are at least somewhat recognizable as some kind of trumpet.
Percussion.
Okay, never mind. Headache's back. Alright.
Alright. See what I mean? Need to work on that, or the placing of all the instruments. Maybe
I guess this would be-
diversify them.
You know, I love
Let's
that we're,
let's destroy the heart and get out of here.
I love that we're cracking jokes in the depths of hell. It's great.
Would you rather walk through here
I don't
wanting to die? We might anyway, but I want to at least have a little bit of fun if I die.
now.
I'd rather. Yeah. Okay.
I don't think we're deep anymore.
I don't know.
I think we're high. That wasn't even a joke. I'm being serious.
Directions in three-dimensional space are relative to reference frame.
We're high according to Ava.
Amy, for the sake of the things that I have at my disposal, when Pyra goes to do the thing with the fire to stab the heart with the magic stick of gold, is she going to have to make any saving throws?
There is no way you could know that.
Well,
She won't have to make any saving throws against fire.
Yeah,
Well-
we know that. Hopefully the thing
What-
doesn't melt.
Like, what do you have that would grant you any special insight into that more than common sense? Because, like, you know you'd need to make a fortitude save if you drank poison.
that was just me as a player asking so I don't waste spells or anything.
I think
There's
we.
no way you can know that.
That's fair.
Don't
So
suppose this would be a good time for me to start humming again.
no, please God,
If
please
you-
gods don't.
Please don't.
All right, let's just please deal with it.
So as you continue walking forward, you pass through another threshold, and it's not dark anymore. I mean, you're still somewhere from without, somewhere beyond, but it's not just an empty, dark space anymore. In the hemisphere below you, you see billions of small points of light in every direction. Some are closer than others, and they have a defined disc or pinwheel sort of shape. And sitting in the middle, like, as you walk closer, it just appears to be this large dark spot in the sky. Like, if, you know, you've got your 360 degrees of vision around you, it covers, like, a space this large in the sky. And just based on the light that it covers, because the points of light are relatively uniform, like, in every direction you look, there they are, and billions of them, it covers this space that should have billions more points of light in it. And it's just blackness. And as you proceed forward, you notice around this darkness, like in a circle, are these blazing bright red discs that have at either end of them these like huge jets of blue energy that eventually like sputter out as they spiral some incomprehensible distance away from their origin point. And as you walk closer, you realize, like, based on your reference point and your perspective, you are sitting at a point where one of those things, like one of the aforementioned disc objects, would exist.
What's in front of us, though? Right, this thing.
Huge darkness.
Cass is actually going to take some time and sketch, to the best of her ability, the general area she wants. She finds the like laser energy stuff very interesting, and she wants to write that down and see if she can incorporate that to anything in the future.
I will try and give you a picture of it later.
Okay. Yeah, that's what she's gonna do for a little bit.
But this is the point at which you do hear other instruments.
Oh, finally. Okay, so it's not a matter of there not being enough instruments, it's a matter of where they're placed. Perfect.
There's two more loud trumpets on either side of you, and further distant still, you hear the sound of strings.
I swear someone's doing this on purpose.
Well, I'll tell you what, kids. This sucks.
Absolutely.
Did you ever imagine you'd be above the stars?
I'd rather have been still in the ground.
And Drillers doesn't really say anything right now. She's just moving forward with her sword in her hand, and she's just taking point.
Drolish, wait.
What?
Garrett mentioned something about Pyra needing to do this because she would be the only one who could resist the flames.
Well, we don't know if we're there yet.
I'm aware. I don't think we're there yet. I'm here to save. I'm here to guard us all from enemies on point.
Please be careful. You're holding 2 people, and you're walking for 2 right now.
I'm aware.
Yeah, it's fine. I don't
You
think Starfire's
you take
gonna
point in
be
the rear.
visible or anything.
Make sure no one flanks us.
I feel like you should take the rear, considering that if something catches you off guard, you know, like the giant floating flame discs, that takes both you and Cora out.
I'm gonna take this
I can
opportunity to
risk
cast Mage
myself.
Armor, by the way.
Okay. So
Fine.
Oh, that uses a spell slot, doesn't it?
yeah.
Caster takes point.
What level is Mage Armor?
First level.
Oh, first level.
And Drillers walks towards the back, keeping an eye over her shoulder.
As the party gets closer, the giant beams of light and the object in the middle, it becomes evident that they are not as small as you thought they were. This orb continues to grow in your vision, until it's obvious that it is several kilometers in diameter.
How loud is the thumping of the heart?
Very. And Galahad points out, it's not a heartbeat. It's an oscillation. Medium field.
The what?
It's electricity. And this bright white point of light in front of you, yeah, it's not like that.
No, that's
Oh,
not hard.
darn. Alright, I tried.
But,
Good try.
so, yeah, I don't know what you'd be. Actually, I can think of something. Hold on.
Oh, sure.
I'll be right back.
Sure, no problem.
Well, maybe not.
This fucking sucks, guys. I really don't like this. No.
I have paper.
What is this voice you're doing?
I don't know.
Has Erna had any reaction to being in fucking space?
Yeah, something like that.
Imagine
Okay.
the way a cat looks at a fresh bowl of food. Absolutely
Nope,
awesome.
that's awful. Just. we go
Well,
by.
I mean, it's not supposed to sound very pleasant.
No,
But that's not accurate.
I'm almost there. I think this will be.
If we ever get Jackal a body, he has to ride Erna into battle. Skeleton cat!
Is that he has to ride her into battle?
Yes.
No, I'm riding her into
Yeah,
battle.
I'll
This is
just leave
my
the
cat.
sound. I don't have anything that'll do.
Alright.
Alright, I'll go back to the
But he'll have a body. He won't be the hood ornament anymore.
But this object, you guys feel yourselves pulled in a specific direction, and you begin to recognize that it's rotating, and you're pulled in the direction of its rotation.
Just a Fibonacci sequence.
And Galahad explains, electricity has an influence that is not immediately visible all of the time. Magnets are inherently linked to the way that electricity works. And basically what I'm saying is that this thing is a giant magnet.
Okay.
Cat, hold on to the gun tighter.
It has gotten very hot for everyone but you, but it is at the point now where
It could feel the heat.
yes.
Oh, it's kind of warm. How hot is it for you guys?
Just hand me the fucking gun.
No!
Stand in the sun in full metal plate mail for 3 hours a day.
No, it's stone.
And then multiply that by 10.
I don't think it's that bad. It's a little warm.
I'm
Shut up,
joking.
Pyro. You made a fire.
Well, I tried.
It's a bit toasty.
There's this loud, pulsating noise that seems to follow with the speed of this thing's rotation. And
And as you've gotten closer, you notice that the jets coming off of either end, the like large beams, the noise comes whenever the beams face directly towards you. It doesn't seem to rotate perfectly on its axis.
Oh, fuck.
I think this is it.
Yeah. No.
The heat is not helping the headache anymore.
So, I suggest
Ugh.
maybe we back up. Pyra, see if you can stop that thing.
Is that what thing? Oh. I mean, if you guys want.
Yes.
I don't know how many uses this thing like is, or if this is gonna fuck it up or something.
I think that's the point.
Well, if I stab the wrong thing with it, is it still gonna
I feel
fucking
like
break
it would
or
be a
something?
little too easy.
Yeah, no, I'm with Cassandra. This doesn't feel right.
No, it.
Not for the obvious reason, but if this is the heart of whatever we're getting to, doesn't this feel a little... Doesn't it feel like it should be a little bit more than a
Spectacle.
walk down a hallway?
Which I think, once it's stabbed, something happens. We need to be ready.
Pyra like kind of stumbles a bit and like catches herself on the rock that is Caster.
Caster pats her hand gently.
You...
One of you drew a map of this place, correct? Like the hallways we passed through to get to this point.
I think
I
we're gonna need a star map now.
I drew the directions that we went, like the number of turns, but not the specific layout because that would be too much paper.
Fair. We should probably study that and then study our see if we can figure out a way out of this room specifically. I'd imagine if something is going to go down, we'll need to run.
I think based on what Galahad said earlier, whichever direction we would have gone, we would have ended up here. Even if we ran away, we'd still end up here.
After we take care of whatever this is, that'll probably stop, I guess.
We have no
I don't
idea.
think I don't think it's wise to put our faith in hypotheticals.
I mean, isn't that the entirety, almost the entirety of your profession, laser girl?
Hunting?
The other one.
I think...
Well, that's science specifically. Is this science? Does this look like science to you? Does this make sense?
I mean, this looks like the closest thing I've probably seen to the heart of an elder god, but
Look, I don't think... Let's just...
Let's just be done.
Let's just do this. And we'll just have to take the things that Garrett told us on faith. Because I don't think he'd steer us the wrong way.
Right. Cass is just gonna walk forward.
Every step you take forward, it becomes unbelievably, unbearably hot.
As I
Okay,
said,
hold on. Take it easy, guys.
we back up. You stab it.
You guys are sitting like, if this was, the best example I have is like standing at the edge of the Traveler in Destiny. You guys are like 100 paces out.
Okay.
Pyra.
I'm going. And she'll go ahead and start making her way towards the distant traveler.
Wait,
Caster stops her by putting his hand on her shoulder.
What?
I know you don't believe in the gods. And I know my faith can annoy you sometimes, and we don't always get along.
Sometimes.
But know that your own light shines brightly within you. And I cast resistance on her.
Okay.
You gain a +1 on any possible saving throws.
Excellent.
Was that a fire pun?
I'm gonna kind of...
Oh, she has that in
Oh.
character.
Nice catch.
And, Cora's gonna like... Oh, what happened?
Don't worry about it.
She dropped the lighter.
It adds to the heat.
Still smoking.
Shh. It'll be okay.
Anyways, Pyra has said this to you mockingly in a very snide tone a lot of times, but she genuinely says, "Thanks, Dad." And she goes ahead and walks forward.
Caster smirks slightly and lets his hand drop, watching her walk.
So, as you get closer and closer, you begin to feel a sensation you've probably almost never felt in your life before, Pyra.
Being really hot.
You are sweating.
After this, I'm gonna have a chat with my kids.
Like you're drenched in sweat. By the time you like arrive at the foot of this thing, it also feels like you're being just yanked in a direction, and you have to keep your feet firmly planted as you're sitting there holding on to the nail. And there's every couple of moments, like as the sound hits you from like the beating, you're blinded as the like jets pass through your vision and then out again.
But I'm like at the foot of it now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You better fucking be right, Garrett. And she'll take her little golden, like, stake nail thing. You said it was embedded with, like, ion torches, right?
Yeah, it's got little ion stones in it.
Is there any reaction from them being, like, right in the fucking thick of things right now?
Any metals in it are attracted to the magnet.
Well, here goes nothing. And she'll drive it in as hard as she can.
So because of how fast this thing is spinning, when you go to put it against the surface, your hand begins to like go with it, and you eventually like get it to gain purchase. And as it does, there's this like loud quake, and like all of you guys see this bright light as like all of the material in this thing like shifts to compensate for the adjustment in its surface. It's like an earthquake, but it's very small.
Spacequake.
It's very small and very powerful.
Small spacequake.
You feel like all of the metal in your body is like pushed, like repelled into you, and then yanked forward.
Oh yeah, Cora. Probably a bit unpleasant.
The magnets are strong enough that the iron in your blood, like you can feel pulled towards the direction. Like your hands end up deep red and the rest of you end up pale.
Fades are on fire!
And Pyra's not there when the spacequake is over.
And
Pyra is absent.
like as you drive it further in and you're carried with its rotation, like it doesn't feel like you're not standing on anything, and you realize that you're actually like laying down on top of this object, like as if you were laying prone, just like driving it in. And you lose your grip on it, and you notice that it begins to drill itself inwards.
Like it's drawing in.
Right, and there's
maybe that's what the ion stones were for.
There's another one of these quakes as the like material shifts back over. And sitting on this object, you realize like this is the smoothest surface you've ever touched. Like
It's like almost unnervingly smooth.
right, it's like undisturbed water. Like one molecule perfect surface.
Jesus.
Fuck.
That's weird.
Wait, hold on. I need to ask you something.
Okay. Then I'm going to get a drink.
Okay.
Okay. So
Here's the art.
Here's the Eldritch Bomb.
I'm actually really starving. Is it okay if I have a thing of ramen?
you can, or we can also make
Let's-
yourself,
you
like,
wanna cook-
nachos.
Here, we've got materials for nachos, or we can make a pizza.
I have no preference.
A pizza sounds good, and I may have a bit of pizza with a side of ramen. That sounds good. I didn't have anything.
Man, my child's a smart one.
That's cool.
Also, can I just say, this is some of the sickest visuals I've ever heard.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Is it none pizza with left pep?
It's got. It did have left pep.
Fucking
Look
left
at this
pep,
person
dude.
like simulating
None pizza.
magic.
Do you remember none pizza with left beef,
What is
everyone?
he doing that with? Dry ice?
I don't
You
know.
remember that?
Oh no, it's like there's a tube that goes under the glove.
Oh, I see. So he's got a fog machine.
Yeah, he's got a fog machine, and he's got like some sort of glove that shoots through that and uses it as smoke. That looks really cool.
Matt, you want a fucking donut?
What kind of what kind of donut?
There's glazed and chocolate iced.
I'll have a chocolate iced donut.
I bought a dozen for us earlier, and then I figured I should buy a dozen for when you guys came over too.
I appreciate that.
Did you know Krispy Kreme has double dark chocolate?
Yes, I did.
Oh, it's really good.
I didn't know that.
Dark
Yeah.
chocolate is the
That's
worst
what we-
chocolate. Sorry.
That was the one I had when you guys got
Oh.
double.
Tiny
Oh.
glazed donut all by itself.
I thought that was Boston cream.
No, I hate Boston cream.
Oh, I love Boston.
My favorites are
Dark chocolate
raspberry
is what?
filled
The
and
worst
dark
chocolate. Sorry.
Blasphemer.
What was that?
You just gonna give me one of these shitty little shoulders?
Yeah, give you a fucking shoulder check for bad opinions.
I respect your right to have your opinion. I do not respect your opinion.
And I don't respect you for
What's up? Dark chocolate's bad. What's up?
Dark
Your
chocolate's
path is
fucking
worse.
great. You guys fucking suck.
You get the sense that something dangerous blocks your path. the hero reads a most unsettling passage.
Nobody is around to help.
Fucking boss.
Afflicted. Water.
Beep
Oh,
boop.
I'm
I'm a
hungry.
robot bitch.
You are there's milk in there,
No, I need water.
man. Dehydrate.
Amy, the party.
Yeah.
Tex.
God, why is Tex so fucking weird? Because she's always drunk.
Had so much root and borrow.
Thing is,
Root and bar oak, that's what it was.
funny enough, for the most part, on your ship, Robobitch is probably just going to be somewhere deactivated, just sleeping.
Just chilling out.
Well, whenever I get my ship back. Well, yeah.
You are
The
now
jailbait is nowhere nearby.
where I am in
Wait, you
Robo
named your
Beach.
ship Jailbait?
Yeah.
That's the fucking best.
That's an awesome name for a ship.
Haley
Holy
greatly
shit.
disapproved of that name, but I think it's actually kind of funny and probably fits Tex really well.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I've heard of some fucking good ship names, but that tops them all.
Oh, man. I'm going to forever hate you for having your character have that voice.
I know.
There's going to be several with that kind of voice where you are.
Matt's gonna hate me because I'm doing
Oh, perfect.
Tracer's British voice.
It's not as bad because it's just so...
I'm
It's it's just Space Boston.
Space
Not
boy.
specifically Space Boston, more like Space Northeastern United States.
Space Tri-State Area.
Space Australia.
Space New England.
Oh, God. Fuck
Oh
New England.
no.
I hate New England.
Is he Space Minnesota?
Is he pooping? Estoy pooping!
Hold on.
You're not wrong.
Estoy pooping.
Space Minnesota, don't you know?
Hey, Matt. You pooping?
Ah, Bears. Ah, that's Space Chicago.
You pooping? Welcome to the. He's not pooping. What is wrong with you? He's not pooping.
I think this is a good time.
I am.
And if that's how stupid I am now, just imagine how bad I was on my school news show.
You could tell that I was not pooping because my piss was not interrupted by the acoustics of the
You don't ever
Yes.
have a piss and then a shit? You don't have pissy shitties?
Well, I'm
Well, I
sorry,
mean,
I'm
if
not
I-
an ex.
If I know I have to shit and piss, I'll just sit down and piss.
Well, you never know when the urge might strike you. You might be in the middle of standing
I
tall
think
and then you
I
gotta-
have actually done that.
Yeah, I think I can remember like 3 times that's happened.
Also, I'm not an
so-
expert on toilet acoustics, so.
Question: did we restart the recording right into toilet talk?
No, it never stopped.
Yeah, never stop.
Oh, well,
I think
alright.
Amy's just gonna cut this out.
Nope.
Nope.
No, this is staying in.
Unedited.
We need toilet acoustics.
This is the director's cut of our campaign.
God, I really hope the pissing.
I am
sound
concerned in
isn't
my choice of friends.
All right, so let's continue on.
You know, I'm really concerned in my choice of friends.
As well, you should be. Continuing.
Anyways, there are several more of these like quakes that increase in intensity, and the light, like the jets coming off the ends of this object, begin to like dissipate. Like at first, it's not obvious that they like fade and flicker, and then there are these like oscillations, these breaks in the consistency of the beam. And then, even though there's two of them coming out of the poles, there's one that comes out in another direction, and then another that comes out opposite of that. And then just continued, like, perpendicular lines, like, breach out of this thing in decreasing intensity. So every time another one of these jets sprouts forth, like, the intensity of all of the other remaining jets reduces. And the entire surface of this thing is fractured and bursts outward, and the solid ground that you're all standing on disappears. Like, you're not, I mean, there was nothing physical there that you could see, but you were at least pulled downwards. Like, it felt like gravity functioned and you could stand. And then suddenly there's just this sensation of weightlessness for all of you. And you're all, like, pushed around by the shockwave. Pyra is nowhere to be seen. The light that was coming off of this thing disappears. The only light you see are the light from all of the stars and galaxies and the other objects that are rotating in a ring around whatever this dark mass is in the center. You, caster, are hit with something that flies off in that direction. You are hit with a solid piece of stone,
Oh my god.
and as it flies away, you realize that it's the helmet.
Hey! Wait a minute. Can I cast Mage Hand and catch it?
Wait, now with a reflex save.
Fuck yeah! Oh.
You okay there?
Can I try to get over the reflex save?
Sure.
It did hit you in the head.
Okay.
So, 17. Because your reflexes. No, never mind. Your
That's
reflexes.
a 4. That's 14. I doubt that.
Am I allowed to try?
I hope Pyro's okay over there.
I think that's
I really do.
Okay, caster, you take 24 damage.
Ouch.
But you do grab onto this thing, and as you do, like, you pick up a rotation as it tries to, like, drag you with it, and you eventually, like, both of you eventually spin and lose all of your momentum. But your face is bleeding pretty badly, but you've got your helmet back.
No holy artifacts lost today.
As the object in the middle disappears, you also all notice something, and it is that I was like, why are you staring at me slack-jawed? Like,
I was looking at something.
but
Trying to get some cracker out of my teeth.
the trumpets have stopped. Not all of them. You can hear some more in the immensely far off distance, but the one that you could hear here is now quiet.
Pyra!
Where's Pyra? Drolish tries to go into that direction by, like, swimming.
And there's no way you're moving. You're stuck where you are.
Let's see. Let's try this. She takes the gun, aims it behind her, and fires and hopes the recoil pushes her forward.
That will give you some momentum, sure.
Oh, you show off.
And the perks of having a gun.
So
Anyway.
you realize that you are floating and you are not decelerating.
Oh, I'm not stopping. I'm not stopping. Oh god. Is anyone close to me?
I mean, I would assume Drolish, since she was kind of towards the back.
Well, you're not moving.
No one is. No one can.
Well, I am.
Well, I mean,
And
Mage hand?
no, I got another thing. Cassandra, catch! And she throws her harpoon that's been on her side basically the entire game, like past you,
Just lunges the
and
harpoon
it's
at her.
attached to it's attached to a rope.
Cass just like grabs it.
Now you are going in the direction with Cass.
Wait, maybe this was a bad idea.
Alright, I'll let go.
No damage done.
Shoot in the other direction.
You know, that was my next plan. Bang!
So, you guys, like, both of you continue to drift forward. You shoot, and it does provide you some backwards momentum, but it's not perfect, and you're kind of spiraling laterally towards this thing. And then there's this rush of wind, I guess. There's this heavy, deep, bassy, extended noise. And a large eye begins to open in the middle of the like, darkness.
Oh no.
Draws her sword, son of a...
Cass,
I don't think you understand how large this object is.
No, it's absolutely immense. Don't
Cass
you
is
worry.
like looking at the eye and just kind of uncocks it.
She kind of just...
rounds in. You think that's it?
It's
Well, the final big nasty to stare at the end of my barrel.
silence.
So,
Cora is just like beside herself entirely.
it just blinks at you all.
And what Trollish does, she reaches out for her journal. She firmly grasps it and starts drawing
Firmly grasp
it. Firmly grasp it. But no, she starts to draw.
You had so much to say last time.
Now's not the time to yell at that.
I have a feeling this isn't quite the same thing that talked to you.
Is
I think I feel like this might be a different being.
The elf is right.
Told you. Oh wait, no. Oh shit. Fuck.
Cassandra just got everything told.
Wait.
Oh.
Oh fuck.
Well, as you can see, I'm not stone.
I do see that. Impressive.
You have pretty eyes. Or eye.
What are you doing?
I don't know. Making conversation, I guess. until we
Cora.
fight.
You know.
Let's not fraternize with the thing from beyond the stars.
Where's Pyra?
Hard to say. Maybe there's some of Pyra over here. And over there. Some just past you.
Oh. Nice.
And
Your eyes aren't
Driller
good
stops
shiny
drawing.
anymore.
Such is the price of heroism.
No, I don't believe it.
What poor unfortunate souls will you all send to die?
I've already sent a little too many.
So many more. So much more work to do.
Don't waste our time with any more offers and deals. And bother us not.
I don't need any more deals. One day, the curtain will fall. The music will stop. I'll be awoken from my long, extended sleep. And then it will be time. It will be time to feed. And I will move on, as I always have. An incomprehensible number of cosmos have fallen into my gaping maw.
Oh,
So it's like, is
not
it like
it's
a
not-
giant disembodied eye, kind of?
It is this eye that is like suspended in this soup of darkness that you just.
It's like staring at a bunch of Vanta Black with like a really high definition eye in the center of it.
Yes.
Okay. Cass has a thought, but she reserves it to herself until she is out of the situation.
You can spare yourselves that fate, you know. All of the faithful see what comes after.
I control fate.
So you say. So many have before you as well. Many, many heroes. Yes. Don't they make for a lovely bedtime story? Quite a compliment to my lullaby.
I have to say, you need to work on your orchestral lineup. No.
As you're in the middle of that quip. Like, the star field, or a giant purple worm appears.
It's the same purple worm you killed. I brought it back to life to kill you all. Bye.
The backdrop of like all of the stars and the galaxies and whatever these other objects are begins to like collapse inwards away from you all, and you end up in this like darkness, just this complete like Vanta Black darkness, and you're continuing to float, and then
As we're fading away, Cora just like says, like, because the eye is fading too, right? We dealt you this blow here. We'll stop you. Like, this march of destruction ends.
Just in the far distance in the corner.
I'll wait for them.
A terrible epiphany has struck Cassandra, and she is afraid to share it.
So, I just wanted to say something to.
Can you bring me a pair of slices of pizza?
I got you.
And then once everybody is reseated, we will proceed.
We need to make sure Pyra's okay.
Abu? There you go. Here's your pizza. Also, Amy, this place, as awesome as you describe it and visualize for us, this place sucks, man.
Oh no, it's beautiful, in a sense.
Oh yeah, it's
It's
beautiful.
super pretty, but
it's pretty,
fuck it.
but
It's pretty when it's separated from the meat.
yes, stars is pretty. That's fine.
yeah.
The unending cosmos, awesome.
Pretty.
Meat temple, not as much.
So everything is sucked inwards, and you recognize like things begin to shift. You get this uncomfortable feeling. All of your blood rushes back to your hands and then back into your body, and you recognize that the sand shifter is like going wild again, and Galahad is like, oh, I guess we're going back now. And then the object that you came here to destroy like recoalesces for a moment, and like you guys see Pyra this time get dragged through like with the orbit before plunging the item in. And like as the object rotates back around, like she manages to stand up on the object, and just before it like explodes, you notice there is this jet of just very slightly different colored fire that bounces off the object before landing back down in a parabola when it bursts. And then as you get further away, like, you know, time proceeds forward again. And then every, like, incremental steps backward, like time oscillates. Like, you'll see the object reappear and then it'll destroy itself. It'll reappear and destroy itself. Like, and just before all of your visions fade, you guys all hear, like, a faint rumbling noise.
Is it possible to fight to stay awake?
You can try.
What do I have to roll to try?
Well, I imagine fortitude.
Fortitude? Okay.
God damn. 4. That ain't gonna do it.
29.
Just barely 20.
17?
29.
Probably not.
You rolled a nat 20?
Yeah.
Damn.
Okay.
So, you both managed to barely stay conscious, but you can't move. Sorry, that flutter in my voice there came from some pepperoni that was getting a little unruly.
Some little saw.
Yeah. And as you are whisked away from the scene of this, like, star, it does finally, like, the final vision you see of it is its destruction and, like, all of it expanding outward in this beautiful nebula. And, sorry, I got cheese in my teeth.
Yeah.
As that happens and you're sitting there, like, paralyzed, but at least you're awake, the robed figure that you know is Hotep and who visited you when you were turning to stone comes and plucks you both by the collar, and the rumbling of that you hear around you, like, the darkness begins to fade away and you guys are in a sandstone chamber, and the rumbling is coming from, you notice as a flagstone comes down, that the building is collapsing. And then you see more figures, like, pluck your friends in the same robes, like the same visual. And that's the point at which you fall asleep. You all wake up sometime later, laying on top of piles of rubble.
Hotep, where is he?
I think he's gone. I think he's gone.
Oh, he does say one thing before he plucks you all away.
Oh.
I'll need you later.
Oh boy.
What the hell was that? That was the one who tried to convince me to kill you.
I'm sorry, to what? Not the friendly person.
Well, you see.
Where is Pyra?
Yeah.
Cass is just standing up and sifting through the rubble trying to find Pyra.
You all look up and see the night sky.
That's...
Unnerving.
And you look around and you're in the city.
No, that can't be it.
You're standing on top of a pile of rubble where the temple was.
We destroyed the temple.
Where? No. No, where? Galahad?
I'm okay.
Harana, come on, wait, where are you?
I'm going.
Your cat, like, pushes a large stone off of himself and, like, walks towards you.
Okay, so you guys are fine.
Jackal.
You guys can come along if you wish.
Jackal is on my dog.
Yeah. I'm gonna see my husband.
No, we
Cast-
no. Cast like shoulder, put his hands on your shoulder.
What? I think we need to find Pyra first.
Where do you think she is? I didn't see her picked up. I saw her torn and blasted apart.
I don't believe that. And Cora just starts digging through the rubble looking for her.
Caster goes to lift a stone off his chest and realizes it's his chest plate.
Oh. That's
Right.
just that heavy.
Got me again.
Oh, fuck my hip.
How old are you?
That's the first time I heard you swear, Fire Boy.
So
And you clearly haven't been listening.
there is this brilliant beam of like the of just like blue fire that goes like straight up into the sky. It's like that one fucking like that like picture the meme like it's like that, and it like blasts upwards. And like it at the epicenter of that burst of energy is Pyra's body.
Like, is it in the sky? Or like what? Or is it?
No, the beam is like it originates somewhere like maybe 20 meters away in the rubble.
Okay. Cass is like running to it.
Yep, running, getting up, scrambling, running.
Same with Rollish.
Come on now. Come on. You better be still there, otherwise I'm going to kill you when I die.
She's breathing.
Oh, thank God.
How is she looking?
She's covered in something which is very weird for an Ifrit.
Hmm.
Burns.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, I didn't think they could burn.
All right. Now, I'm going to take her to the nearest medical center. You?
You know, I don't mean to burst your bubble or nothing, Beefcake, but I feel like we got two healers right here. What are they going to be able to do for her that these two can't?
Supplies.
And just cure serious wounds right away, because I'm guessing she's very not happy.
And Pyra can be awake if you so choose.
I think he's in this room.
Ty?
Is he asleep? Oh, there he is.
Yeah, I was about to say he's not on the couch. He went to his room.
I went to my room.
Yep. You're
Did
good.
you hear it?
I noticed the disappearance of the pirate sheet, and I was very worried for a minute there.
Yeah,
He's gonna walk out with the sheet on fire. Oh, she's dead. New character time. Let me roll the stats. Oh, that's pretty good.
Time for Kick Girl 2, Kick Harder!
Yeah. Time for faster kick girl.
Anyways, so I'm cure serious wounds immediately.
Okay.
So the first cure serious wounds does not awaken her.
Also, by the way, Cora would be able to feel a certain fire in her stomach.
Trying to think of like. Do you know when Vegeta does the like final attack to kill Majin Buu?
Yes.
I think. Oh.
I'm going to crush you and throw you into the wind.
Or the version of it they use in the game, which is
I'm gonna blow you to bits.
Yeah, that's not quite as
Hey,
dramatic.
that's not.
no, it's not.
that's not as
That's why
extra.
it's funny.
16 and
But
then 5.
Your last memory is you trying to like desperately output enough energy that like it's
26,
pushing
actually.
against the object that's trying to crush you.
Actually, be 27.
So cure serious wounds does not wake her up the first time.
I cast it again,
You cast it again.
and you have regained 27 hit points now.
The second cure serious wounds, as it like envelops her, and like the majority of the burns start fading to not as serious ones. She does like a real smoker's lung cough of like.
Oh, okay.
Are you okay for real, Ty the person?
Yeah, you've heard me laugh. That was normal.
That's good act.
Yeah, thanks. My lungs suck. My respiratory system's definitely gonna make me die young.
That's fair.
Jesus Christ.
What happened?
You exploded.
Yes.
The temple's destroyed.
Yeah, we're lying on top of it.
I'm really.
Oh, shit. Did I do that?
We
I
saw
think
an eye.
so.
that
Yeah, he did.
When you stabbed it, we saw an eye that you're probably a little more familiar with than anyone
perception.
should be comfortable with.
Is that that space bastard?
Yes.
Yeah.
30.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Looks like we made it
It's
out.
Thing you
it
notice
spoke to us.
is that if this building had collapsed just now, there would be like a huge dust cloud.
There's no dust.
There is no dust.
Where's
How big
it?
is the city?
Like miles in
God's
either
alive.
direction. It's a large.
No, I mean, like, has it looked like
Wait.
it's gotten bigger?
God's above and below. Like
Wait,
No, okay.
I think the
How
resistance
long?
helped.
how long was this destroyed?
It wasn't recent. There's no dust anywhere.
Pyra's
Yeah,
the
no.
no. Cassandra's the only one that knows.
But yeah, like,
Oh, okay.
Cass, like, gets up and, like, looks around. Wait a minute. This didn't just crumble.
What do you
There's
mean?
no, there's no dust anywhere.
where's?
There's no dust cloud anywhere. This place has been destroyed for at least a few hours, probably longer than that.
Where's?
Maybe a day. We're in the city though. The city doesn't look any bigger. It doesn't look like it's expanded.
Is it nighttime?
Yes.
Yeah.
Cass looks up to the sky, trying to find Claire's name.
It is there.
Cass smiles.
So now that we destroyed my former place of worship, I'm going to speak to my husband, tell him the job's done, and I'm going to speak with my kids.
I think you need to wrap yourself up. You're still Drolish the Kinslayer around these parts.
Where are the?
Yeah, take it easy. Hey, we didn't do all this for you to die now.
Yeah, and she wraps herself completely.
I'm going with you, by the way.
I'm just.
Okay.
I'm really happy you're alive.
I am too.
So
Yeah. I mean, that would have been a pretty bitchin' way to go, but I think I still got some gas in the tank.
Pyra, you have a unique privilege. You can write a page of the Codex Ignis.
Like the abilities of it?
You can choose one ability and write a page
And write
into it.
part of a page?
Yes.
Okay.
Wow. That's pretty good.
Wow.
Well,
If you have an ability that you would like to author that is not on the list, you can also try your hand at that, pending my approval.
Holy shit.
I don't know. I think I'd want to hear the ones on the list first because I'm not the best at balancing things.
Sure. I can try and.
All fire spells now do 12d6 damage. They also roll at least a little bit above average, actually.
You can choose one of your die and it rolls max damage instead of average.
All
Half of your dice
That'd
will
be
max
lame.
damage.
all
Yeah.
Half
like
of your dice still max.
all reflex saves against my fire spells are automatically now ones.
I get Prescience, but against my fire spells.
Whenever they have
I
to
can
make
just
any
replace
save
it
of
with a
any
lower
kind,
roll.
they just die. They die.
You can choose
Even if
one
it's succeed.
subset of die, such as d6, d8, d4, etc., and it always rolls maximum for you. I choose d6.
Alright, I cast Fireball, that's 66 damage.
Actually,
6.
I want to roll d20s to roll damage.
Yeah. Replace all d6s with d20s and whatever rolling spell.
I replace my d6s for fire spells with d8. All of the class of die go up by 1. So if I would roll a d8, I roll a fucking, I don't know, d10 I guess? D4.
And that's just how
Maybe
fire
d10.
magic works in general. I could just set my axe on fire and get an extra d8.
That's just how Mafia works.
That's just how Mafia works.
That's how Fire Mafia works.
Oops.
Oh, my bad.
Holy
So-
fuck, though.
I didn't give you guys too much of a scare, did I?
You did.
Just a bit.
I fucking...
The way you just, your face was like, well.
I waited until Amy had said Pyra is not there, and I was like, now is the time to go get the character sheet and just kind of walk away.
Yeah.
Sly bastard.
Did you guys plan for that?
Yes, I did. I said Pyra's not there when the light is gone, and then I was like, wait a minute, that's actually a brilliant idea. And I
Yeah.
messaged her, I was like, hey.
Hey, let me talk to you.
That was a 1, by the way.
The little, like, different colored, slightly different rush of heat
Oh,
that had
wow.
emanated out was her, like, last burst of energy, like, spiraling away from it as the fucking thing exploded. Just, it's like, wait a minute, that was hotter. What the fuck?
So, if I could be given those last 2 slices of pizza,
Does anybody else want them?
Okay. So.
Okay.
Okay, so the abilities in the Codex Ignis. The Magister of Fire, your fire spells and cantrips, which are not a thing in this system. And
I think I have that one.
Cast a spell that deals fire damage. There's a 50% chance you do not use the spell.
Yep.
You're immune to fire damage.
Yep. I have Mantle of Fire.
Fire armor. You are always protected by an invisible fire shield spell. Whenever you take damage from a melee attack, your fire armor erupts in flame. That's Mantle of Fire.
Yep.
Stop. Burning form. By staring into a fire and concentrating on a distant location no larger than a castle, you sense all large, as big as a fireplace or larger fires there. You can see and hear as if you were in place of the fire. Also, once per week, you can project an illusory duplicate of yourself into any fire that you see or can see through. As an action, you can move this blazing duplicate up to your speed, but it can only move to places illuminated by the fire from which it emerged. You can cast your spells originating from your duplicate. There's more. Hold on. This is a long one.
That's
That
a
was
good
one.
assassination ability.
That's pretty useful for assassination.
You can make your duplicate gesture, speak, and behave in any way you yourself could. You can see and hear through this duplicate, and you can switch between using its senses and yours as a bonus, or that's not a thing in this system, as a move action. While you're using its senses, your own body is blind and deaf. This duplicate is insubstantial and has no hit points. It lasts for a number of rounds equal to your intelligence bonus, after which it evaporates.
That is really useful.
While deploying this form, you must sacrifice one hit die. Okay, so you must lose like 8 hit points at the end of each round. Ward of Fire. Whenever you're surprised in combat, a fire elemental immediately arrives and acts on initiative count 20. It attacks your enemies, putting your safety first, obeying your orders second. It remains in the mundane world for 1 minute, after which it returns to its own plane.
That's if we get like surprised in a combat round.
Yes.
Okay.
And then Sea of Fire. Once per day. Excuse me. As a full round action, you can cast the spell Sea of Fire. Now, Sea of Fire is not a spell in Pathfinder, it is a spell that comes from this supplement. It is what is referred to as battlefield magic. It is not a spell that is usable or intended to be used in small combats, like with, maybe 10, 15 participants at the most. What it means by battle magic is, like, when you go to war, this is the magic that mages cast, supplemented by other magics,
Right.
like other people who can use magic and potentially the faith of people around them believing in their magic. Sea of Fire is a super powerful battle magic spell. It is the type of thing where, like, man, none of you have seen this video, so I'm going to just show this video because I know exactly what this looks like to me.
I think I can describe it without having to show a video.
Amy, I also have a quick question.
Sure.
In the city, are there people about, or is it just?
I mean, it's nighttime, so no.
Okay.
Many guards rushed in to check out the wreckage.
Well, I mean,
It's-
it happened
it's-
hours ago.
It happened a long time ago.
I'm not going to show this whole video, I'm just going to swap to the part that I'm looking for. Nope, come on. Okay. A little bit further in than this, but...
No, I cannot. I should not. The fate of Azeroth rests in your hands, Khadgar. Accept your desires. Show the Legion the true might of a guardian. Be honest with yourself, if not.
Sea of Fire is like this.
Oh God.
Oh!
No, you are destined for this.
Motherfucker.
You want that one? You want that one?
That's high.
That's hot.
That's real high.
That is real hot.
There's, for anyone who listens to this, because
The
I know at
fuck
least...
is this?
Because I know...
Is there no pep on this slice?
Yeah, they gimped us on the pepperoni. But for anyone who's listening to this, because I know 2 people are, there's a moment in a game that you may or may not have played, but what it's from is not important, wherein a character delivers a magic that torches an entire town, sends it all cascading into this sea of fire.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Oh. Okay.
I see. I understand.
This is
It's
something
fun-
I really want to
called-
propose
it's called-
as
it's
a as a
tyranny.
property of Codex
I'm
Ignis,
listening.
but I don't
That's
I
for
don't
tyranny.
think it's quite balanced enough.
No, hit me with that.
Pitch it so you can
Oh,
find out.
awesome.
I'd really love to not have to take 2 more levels of my fucking
Pretty much
sorcerer
from
so I can
ever
get
since
around
you,
invulnerability.
Gave 100 years
So
to
you
Drillish,
just-
3
you
more.
just now feel a permanent fire in your
Okay,
stomach.
so
Because the elemental burst that elemental bloodline sorcerers get that allows them to give people give people vulnerability to fire, which cancels out invulnerability, is at level 9, and I am a level 6 sorcerer. So before beginning to take levels in Arcane Trickster, I would need 3 more sorcerer levels to get it. And that's just a little unfortunate.
Yeah.
So if we could talk about some way that I could have some property of the Codex Ignis that allows me to combat invulnerability, that would be nice. Or immunity.
sure, you can have an ability named something like Focus Fire, and what it does is anyone who is hit by one of your fire spells, their immunity becomes a maximum of fire resistance 10.
Okay.
And
And does
then
that like stack for each time a fire spell hits them, or is that just like the first time one of my fire spells hits them, it gets reduced?
the second time it hits them, their fire resistance drops from 10 to 0.
Okay. Alright, so the first fire spell that hits them replaces immunity if they have it with fire resistance 10.
Which means you'll do no damage
I'll
the
do
first
no
time.
damage, and that'll get rid of their immunity. And then the second one will be hitting fire resistance 10, and it'll take their resistance from 10 to 0.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I'm good with that.
If you want a little bit of my 2 cents, it's your character. You do what you want. But Sea of Fire would be supremely useful.
I'm aware, but Sea of Fire wouldn't be supremely useful if things are immune to fire.
When are we gonna fight armies that are immune to fire?
I'm not saying armies will be immune to
That's
But
fire.
that's the thing, it's
That
not
is-
a normal spell.
You use it when you're fighting armies. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
Yeah, it's up to you. But
That
I just think the ability to get around like resistance or immunity to fire is very helpful.
it is.
it is. Yeah.
That's true.
Especially considering that's my only method of attack, and if I can't burn something, I no longer like function in combat until I get like
Throw this
haste
away,
or
please.
something.
Okay.
Until I get like more utility spells. Because right now I have 0.
Fair.
You guys are in the middle of the city at night.
Alright.
I think the note that she had been like scribbling insanely on is what I will treat as the new page of the Codex.
Okay.
And I will store that away with the rest of them.
And Trollish, once she is properly wrapped up, she makes her way towards, you know, the I don't want to say palace because I don't think it would be a palace.
There isn't a palace. There's
Yeah.
like a building, like an administration building, but there's no
Yeah. She'll go to her old home, which possibly may have her husband in it.
Or at the very least, a kid.
I mean, your old home doesn't exist anymore.
Well, yeah. Well, that's true.
Try and think of your best guess. Maybe try and find guard where fucking he is or something. I don't know. Talk to someone.
Our home used to be right over there.
And it's not. Like this whole
It's like
city.
in there. It's just, and there's nothing there. Excellent.
I'm just gonna find a guard. She walks around.
You find a guard. I can't talk to him.
So you go looking around for a guard inside the the walls, and you see, rushing towards you. There's like a troop of maybe 12 guards like coming towards whatever that beam of light was, and they meet up with you, and they're like, "What are you doing here? We didn't authorize anyone to enter the premises."
I was in the temple. I was one of the people sent into the temple.
I'm sorry.
Good.
You're not here. The temple. That.
Caster walks up behind her. We need to speak with Varnoth.
Barnoff the stalwart.
The man, the myth, the legend, PhD.
Hi.
MC.
We have to speak to him about our recent victory, I guess, in destroying the problem that he had.
So, stop. Sorry. The guard leaves like 11 of his dudes there with you, and then he leaves. And about 20-30 minutes later, he comes back with Varnolf. And then, as they're walking up, the guard is explaining to Varnolf, like, we searched the rubble a dozen times 3 days ago. I don't know where they came from, sir. And he walks up on you, and he says, I feel like I was pretty explicit. I asked you to kill what was in the temple, not to destroy the temple.
We didn't exactly have a choice. I'm sorry, I totally stole your thunder.
Were you there?
Yeah, I walked
Yeah,
up.
all of us are there now.
You're all there now?
And then Drolish walks in still, Rap not saying anything.
The destruction of the temple was an unfortunate byproduct that we could not have predicted, because, you know, when you kill...
What are you doing?
When you kill an ancient eldritch monster, who knows what could happen? We did the best we could. The destruction of the temple is unfortunate, but your problem has been dealt with. I can say that with utmost certainty.
How do I know you didn't just bury whatever was down there?
You want to see? And Cora snaps her fingers and casts Scry.
Scry on what?
Yes, scry on what?
Part of the temple.
What do you mean? Do you have an object that would...
Scry works on people.
It also works on locations.
How are you going to scry to this location?
Yeah, you don't have the necessary properties to scry right now. Don't you need your mirror in like a bowl of water?
The bowl of water was honestly just...
Flavor?
Was honestly just... Well, it's... The mirror also works. Oh, well, I get... Fucking never mind.
Yeah. We didn't have the materials to even bring down a pillar, let alone a whole temple. You didn't give us that. You gave us the provisions to stay down there for a few days and some other supplies to help us stay alive.
Which begs the question, how'd you make it? How'd you survive? And how come I couldn't find you? If you were buried so deep in the rubble that it took you 3 days to crawl yourselves out of it, there's no way you would have lived when the temple collapsed on top of you.
Exactly.
That's the thing. We didn't crawl out. We just woke up here, not 30 minutes ago.
Likely story.
Just... What do you expect? We can't just defy the laws of the universe like that.
No, but what you can do is plant explosives and walk away.
Are you so...
Enough.
Easy. We did not have that. You searched us. You gave us nothing that we could even explode. I have bullets, but these aren't explosives big enough to destroy a whole temple.
You have a pyromancer.
She can't do anything like that.
I'm flattered. But even I'm not strong enough to bring down a temple like that.
I can tell you what can bring down a temple like that. Your problem. And it's dead. And when it died, it destroyed it.
Pyra is one that dealt the blow.
Whatever was in that temple was something deep, eldritch, a lot stronger than what most would call a god. And when I drove in the final blow to the heart of that temple, it brought the temple down with it. Forcefully.
There's nothing we could
Very,
have done to save
very
it.
forcefully.
And
So
there-
where am I supposed to dig for more things now?
unfortunately,
You could still excavate the temple. You could still clear the rubble. It'll take
as
time.
as we ventured,
Years. I don't have that many left in my life.
no,
Groom someone to take your place is the best you can hope
We
for. and
have-
hope for this prosperity of the people from then on.
he has children for that. Anyway,
No, I don't. Who do you think were the first to go?
Oh.
some of them were on your side.
It doesn't matter. They carried your blood.
Oh.
I see.
What about Tyrling? Why didn't he go in?
Just enough.
Because he's useful. I needed someone to bring her back.
appears you have some issues yourself that you might need this.
Anyway, unfortunately, we cannot. We cannot take you down there right now. However, we ventured down. You know me. I would have. I would have took as much as possible. There was nothing down there worth taking. And if you brought something up from there into here, it would cause more trouble.
I don't know about that.
I do. Anyway, our business is concluded. That is that.
I'll take your word, and I'm a man of mine. Whatever is down there is dead. If it wasn't, it's certainly crushed under several hundred tons of stone by now. So, you're free. You're free to go.
We appreciate your generosity.
Yeah. Let's go. And to further answer your question, Tulug isn't her son. Maybe her brother. But it's not quite the same. But anyways, you're free to go.
Stand and Drillish without saying a word, just makes her way towards the gates.
So,
Strong rally, team. Good effort.
it has been a week and 2 days, I believe, since you guys arrived in town. Whew. Based on the last update you guys had on the war march of Wormlord Azwaraku.
His announcer.
Yes.
He was 2 weeks away at the most.
Yeah. So,
Which was probably maybe 2-3 days ago.
yeah. You guys have at most a day or two before, at the rate he was advancing, he's
Marching on.
he's near Galewind and Allhome and Cliff Edge Keep.
Okay. By the way, Stride doesn't work on objects or places. It was just people who were right.
I still
And-
have the ring the captain gave me. I'm gonna talk to him.
Oh,
Yeah, we have
Yeah,
we have communication.
I
ring.
totally forgot about that.
We have communication ring.
Well, we're walking.
You just dropped back into communication range! Where have you been? No, no.
Captain, are you there? And I realize, well, it's late, but are you there? Please answer.
Yes.
We dealt with the problem that we needed. Azarkul was quite close, but you probably might know that.
Yes, I'm well aware. He's managed to make quite a bit of progress, but I'm doing work now. We've managed to slow him down by a few days. We took out large stores of his food, but he's still on the way. He plans to raid the adamantium mines in the Cadron barony and use them to arm his soldiers for his invasion into the rest of mankind's kingdoms. Your friends,
The elves?
no, your friend, the large orc man.
Oh, well,
Big.
Yeah, that one. Big. He left 2 days ago, asking me to relay a message onto you, which was that you are needed at the lands meet, at Capital in about a week.
politics.
But wait, it's on.
Do all of us need to be present?
I presume you could just send a representative, but it's to officiate your knighthood as well as to properly instate the lady.
Alright.
And at the very least, I'm sure you need to be present, considering you're now a property owner.
Yes. Well, can you do me some favors?
I can try.
I said when I left to call forth the elves to see if they would be willing to help us in our time of need. Has there been any sort of talks about it? Any assistance from them?
So the elves have agreed to help, but it's conditional. And I was not going to agree to it in your stead. They want the solitary promise that as our cool is only the beginning. They figure that you're a human noble now, presumably, and that you have a lot of levy with
We should change
influential people.
I
They
don't
want
think
your
it's-
promise that it
I
would
don't
be
know.
everything in your power to eventually do war with the Drow.
Well, I can't speak for all the people right now. I can speak for myself. I'd support them. And I definitely want to take the war to the Drow. Myself.
Oh, good.
And then there was another who stepped forward, a eccentric man named Galandrius. He's been instrumental in providing intelligence throughout this entire situation. It's how we knew about the food convoy that we managed to raid.
Andreas.
Who's that? Is that?
I think you meant Galadrius.
No, it was. I'm pretty sure Galandrius.
Oh.
Then
This
I may
guy
have
right?
spelled.
Yes,
I may have spelled it.
it is.
I may have
Ah,
By the
spelled
way,
it on that.
Cora
I
would.
think I remember that name.
Remember the heat
And-
at the stomach?
Yeah.
It's now
Galandrius.
throughout her body.
Yes, Galadrius.
Like, Cassandra Drex. You remember Galandrius, right?
Yes.
Ah, it seems he's been helping us out.
Ah,
Ah, good.
excellent.
Isn't it quite ironic that Actually, I'll keep that to myself.
No, say it.
No.
It's
A
in the
dragon would fight against a dragon king.
That's normal for dragons.
That's true.
Something.
Chromatic and metallic.
Anyway.
Perfect. Has Grix gotten into any trouble?
No.
Good. Very good. Tell him that I'm still alive.
I'm sure he'll be happy to hear that.
Good. Alright. If you could send any sort of raven to Boltjaw and Lady Cadra, I can say that I will be at the Lands Meet at least.
Wait, you're going somewhere?
I have to go to the Lands Meet.
But-
I'm
We have a
I'm
town to
recall-
defend.
I know.
Politics. It has.
And I want to defend it as much as I can.
We'll be there.
At the very least, we do still have Sunstone Keep. I can help with that.
But it's for our legitimization of all of us to be knights as well. I have to be the representative.
Unfortunate name.
An unfortunate.
Very fortunate.
I'll keep in touch,
Truly
but
unfortunate.
I'm required to be there. Having been the property owner here.
I've never gotten much into the politics of my people, but they're kind of strict about that thing.
So,
Hardly worth all the fuss if there's a burning crater when it's left, but I guess I wasn't going anyway.
That's not guaranteed that it's the burning crater. Not on my watch.
Hell, not on my watch.
Yeah, that's right. We have all of the soldiers at Sunstone Keep.
Of all the soldiers,
Chill.
bit of elves, and
I left my commander in charge that if there's anything, any emergencies that arise, they'll start training the townspeople as best they can with the time that they have.
See, that sounds rather like an army. The beginnings thereof.
And
And we have the
Ca-
home field advantage.
Cass is going to say to not Boltjaw, the captain, rigorize the people's training. Get them ready for a fight the best you can.
Sure, can do. I'll send that message in the morning. I'm busy right now.
I understand. Glad to hear everything's okay, Captain. See you soon.
As okay as it can
Hey,
be.
that's great policeman.
Hurry home.
So at the end of the session, when business has been taken care of, there is a little bit of flavoring that I want to add to this. So whenever there is time at the end, I want to know.
Excellent. Oh, goodness gracious. Can you get the Powerade out of the fridge for me?
Matt, some fucking dying shit. Is this a question mark?
Yes.
Where is battery?
Who
That's
knows?
that's what it means.
It means that it doesn't know where the battery is?
Yeah.
Your phone sucks, Matt.
Yeah, I need to get
Wow.
Battery?
Try getting a new battery first.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a new battery.
Is better.
Cause holy
What
shit,
more
that
do you
was the best decision
Matt-
I've made.
Battery. What more do you want? Is
What
battery
more do you
in there?
want?
Battery.
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 Sukabliet!
So yeah. That was... Yeah.
Well, now that that's all done with, Pyra,
What the fuck is that?
I'm glad I was right.
I'm glad you were too.
What was it like?
It was fucking hot.
Yeah, even I could feel it. And I
No, that much was obvious to all of us, but you were...
The last thing I remember was a truly massive, incomprehensible output of energy on that thing's part. And for a brief moment, a near comparable amount of energy output on my part. And then there was some kind of rupture that might have been my concentration or my mind breaking. And then I was unconscious.
my eyes look like a big stream of red light bounced away from it before I passed out.
Question, Amy. What color was the thing that I gave the stab to?
Vanta black.
The thing that you stabbed?
Yes, the object. I gave it the...
Like blindingly white.
Okay, good to know.
Very different colors.
Yes, Venta Black and Blinding White are almost exact opposites. In fact, I think they are.
I think you'll better like.
We're coming back here, you realize
So-
that, right?
I'm trying to start experimenting with digital painting some, so I will use this as an opportunity. Oh goodness.
Oh, like with luminosity and shit.
I'll use this as an opportunity to illustrate what I mean when I do finish that and give it to you, but I need to go and get the charger for my tablet or we'll lose the recording.
Fun.
Scurry!
So-
Scurry fast!
A little note that you see, Cora, was that when like the privilege was granted to Pyra that allowed her to like write a codex page, basically, the note that you had fucking peeped on, you monster. Like the writing on it started to glow like orange and then quickly went to white and then faded away, and it looks like instead of being written into it, like all of the etchings and the drawing and stuff were like scorched into it, and it is permanently embedded into this paper.
Yes.
I think to get a vague idea on just how much energy was output in that, there are burn scars on an Ifrit.
Yeah, they're
Well,
not pleasant.
I should know.
One immune to fire, but I don't know. Seems to me like you had an experience that probably no one else alive had. Also,
I feel like that's just our profession. Once in a lifetime opportunities, the squad.
The beginning of that sentence was like he was facing like someone's like leg
like,
instead of being turned the right way. They had to turn him
Had
around.
to turn him out.
That's just our profession. See, that's this one.
also,
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
We're
our
all-
specialty is once in a lifetime.
we're very much coming back here, right?
Oh, I'm fucking coming back here for sure as soon as I can. There's a little bitch wandering around using my name, and I need to take care of her.
I more meant the one who sent a mountain of corpses and
Innocence.
and innocence down into.
I would mind your tongue while we're still in that person's city.
Fair.
He hated me anyways. It's not like what is he gonna make me leave? Oh no! Shut up.
You realize assassins are a thing, right?
He might kill you.
I welcome him to try.
You sound like me right now.
And for the
To
second
be
time,
fair to Cora,
I feel like she comes from a kingdom where assassin is normal. Like, assassination is normal. So if anyone had the best chances of survival, I'd pick her for it.
You know, that is a fair
yeah.
point.
And
Oh, that's gonna be a very interesting one.
Oh boy.
Word for the ears and the skin. I keep forgetting you're a drow.
how?
If it weren't for everything about your physical appearance, I'd keep forgetting that you were a drow. Yeah, genius, caster.
Good to know you're colorblind.
Oh,
That's what happens when you stare in the sun for a little bit.
Ah, you beat me to it. Ah, the kid's got my
God damn it, I'm taking after the abomination.
You just go ahead and sit in a bench like an asshole.
I'd be careful dropping the G, damn it, choir boy.
I regret helping you.
He bounces an apple off of Cassandra's head, catches it, and then chucks it at Pyra before walking off.
Can I roll a reflex save to dodge it?
I was gonna roll a reflex save to catch it and like throw it back at him.
I mean,
Anyways.
you could roll a reflex save pending your failure.
18.
To catch it?
To catch it and throw it back at him. It's like it's trying.
You're not gonna. It's not good enough to catch it.
Damn it!
You fucking suck.
Anyways.
Anyway.
Wait.
Dolish hasn't really said a word, and this entire time,
Tunk. The apple now has 2 large pieces.
everyone in this party has seen Drolish angry.
Anky.
Ingy orc smash!
I'm just picturing like a baby toddler orc going on a fucking rampage!
I'm imagining a chibi Drolish with just the caption Angy.
We need chibi versions of the party.
Everyone's seen her angry.
Ingy.
Ever since she learned that all of her 7 children
Are dead.
are gone, her entire body is... You know how bodies tend to be in an earthquake? Like that.
Drolish has not stopped
But no,
shaking
she's
since
just-
the space quake
Does
ceased.
Drolish still walk weird?
Yeah. I'd imagine.
It's not visible to you all anymore.
Oh.
Great.
And Drolish...
Cover up your non-true side eye.
Got him.
Yeah, go on, Siri.
It's all good. And I'd imagine by now they're kind of towards the entrance of the city entirely.
Quick question: what kind of stone was the temple made out of?
So it was made out of a black stone, like through most of the way through, and then once you got down into it, it was made out of some kind of gray stone. And then after you guys opened the iron doors, like it was made out of sandstone before it just shifted into whatever that was.
Gotcha.
Go on.
Yeah.
Space Mountain.
She takes her horse and kind of starts leading it out, and she turns towards Cora and doesn't really say a word at first. She just, you want to come back here, right?
Yeah.
I think him dying of old age is too good for him. But I don't know. I don't know anything anymore. I don't know why you've helped me. I don't know anyone who would do that for me. But regardless, I feel like I owe you something I can never give.
Or family Drolish.
Fine.
It's simply the right. It was the right thing to do.
And as they leave, she starts to unwrap herself.
You know, I don't mean to play devil's advocate, but I feel like whatever we just did feels like something that needed to be done. So even though I don't necessarily think the ends justify the means, it wasn't at least an entirely reprehensible action.
Galahad.
Though I suppose if your matters of morality are hinged on intention, I feel like fully his intention was just...
His intention might have been just, but Drolish just learned that she lost
Her family.
all of her children.
Her blood.
Nah,
I mean, she wasn't anywhere near them for the last several years anyway.
That's not how it works.
Just because you're not entirely around them all the time doesn't mean
Sorry.
you lose connection to them.
So, tied to your horse is a missive, Pyra.
Oh,
Okay.
It is a scroll case, and it is a wrapped letter.
This better be good. And what does it say?
You open it up, and
Your horse
Letter
explodes.
bomb.
You open up and you die. You're dead.
It's
You
la-
explode again.
It's laced with Amtrak's.
Amtrak's?
Amtrak's?
No,
Like the
no.
company? What is it called?
You open up, you read it.
Anthrax.
You open it up, you read it. It says look up. You look up, then an anvil hits you in the face,
And then,
The anvil has gullible written on it.
so,
and also acne.
the message is... There are two messages in the case. So the first one... What was the name of the woods that you were talking to me about?
The Shattered
Shattered
Oaks.
The Shattered
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I remembered that.
So
Very good.
the first message, written in handwriting that is identical to your own, is a message that says to meet me in the Shattered Oaks. The second message is written in handwriting that you do not immediately recognize, but it says please come home, and it's signed with your father's name. And for a moment you do remember your father and his name.
It must have been quite a heavy.
What is it, Pyro?
Family reunion.
Oh, no.
Heartwarming.
And
That's hard because you can't,
as they walk away into the desert roller,
Oh, god damn it!
one thing it's one
There was a fire heart.
No.
no.
Keep going, Siri. I
It's
just
all
realized what I did.
Yeah, no.
Matt will know.
And after learning everything she has learned in the past week, she takes hold of her amulet that's in the shape of an eye, and she tears it from her neck, tosses it into the dirt, and she has a tattoo of a different kind of eye on her arm, and she works to have her knife. She cuts her skin.
Oh god, it's like when BJ Blazkowicz takes the fucking concentration camp number off of his
Yeah,
wrist.
it-
Awful.
God.
She's doing that to her arm. You feel that.
Cora's like,
It's actually also on the metal arm too, so it's like, how do I feel this?
There's just like a scraping noise in Cora's head that no one can hear. And it's like,
Yeah, and then she tosses the skin onto the desert as well. It starts to wrap her arm back.
well, that shot what I was gonna say right fucking down, which was, Matt, do you realize what I just did? I subconsciously, without even intending to, quote a Devil May Cry 3.
Very good.
God damn it.
Very good.
So this is what they call a heartwarming family reunion. You
God.
got that right.
Fuck! Why is this game filled with so much gruesome, terrible shit? What
It's
do
all
I-
Siri's fault, damn it!
It's actually not.
You did
not.
this.
What is it about my dungeon mastering that brings out this hellacious, terrible, disgusting...
Actually, no, I think one of
Eldritch horrors.
I think one of the grossest things was when fucking Tace had to take Cora's eye out. I think that
was
actually
pretty
probably
bad.
was the grossest.
I think the fact that it took 2 chops to take Cora's arm off was pretty bad.
That's unfortunate, yeah.
It was close to one.
It was close to one. Jonas was just like, damn, not what I used to be.
Well, with that imagery, gonna Cass is gonna walk to like one of the guards and says, or like one of the gatekeepers or whatever. This is someone.
Gatekeeper!
well, we're out,
Gatekeeper!
we're out of the
Hello?
city now, aren't we?
Hello!
This is
We're
before
walking.
you-
Hello! 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 No. Cass asks, hey, you wouldn't happen to know what direction capital is in, right?
He thinks for a moment. and he pulls out a map.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys went. The barony is here. You guys went southeast to get here. So to get to capital, which is northeast of the barony, you guys would have to go northwest. But there is a mountain range. So the only entrance into the human kingdoms from the direction that you guys are in is back through the Cadron barony.
Okay.
So we're pretty much leaving the way we came.
You would go back the way you came, and then you'd have to leave from there, like going northeast.
Cass jots all that down.
So, we've left the city. Unless anyone has any business they want to take care of before we go.
No.
No, fuck this place.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Yeah.
You could try and start making that candle.
Hey, actually, that's not.
I could actually use that on my way back.
Mm-hmm.
Capital.
No, that.
It's a one-time use.
It can only be used. It can only be used by me, and it takes you to another plane of existence. We need 2 to travel quickly.
I see. Okay.
Anyone know where Shattered Oaks is?
No.
If I were to wager, it would be somewhere where it could have possibly been shattered, maybe towards the scar.
So it's Scar coming in this direction, Cadron Barony being here. It is to the direct south of the Cadron Barony. There is another segment of the mountain range-ish that comes up, and it's this huge grove that sits on the very edge of the Scar, and is completely dead.
Very good. This will be interesting.
They say a volcanic eruption is part of what killed the whole forest.
So if we had to put a pin on it in the geography of the continent that we're on, what direction would be where I'm from?
So I assumed, right, that somewhere in this desert, probably somewhere to the south or east in this desert,
I was thinking southeast.
there is a huge, blasted land. There's a massive volcano, probably several, and the entire land is black sand or volcanic.
It is a volcano valley.
Yeah.
It is the land between 2 volcanoes.
The
The desert becomes ashes.
right, exactly.
The desert of ash. The ash desert, so to speak.
The poison intended to kill Cusco. Cusco's poison.
That poison. Yes!
So in one direction I have Shattered Oaks, in the other I have home pretty much. In rough geographical terms.
Yes.
And we also have a war to attend to.
Yes. The party has several stretched out interests.
Shattered Oaks would not be on the way home, would it?
No.
Unfortunate.
Oh, I did not realize you had sent a message.
And the only thing that it said on that letter was meet me at Shattered Oaks.
Mm-hmm. In your handwriting.
That's gonna be a postpone on that one.
I know.
Just mark it as red.
No,
Leave them on red.
I
Put a
like.
check there.
Pyra red
I like-
431.
I like to think that the imposter is now she's kind of okay. Alright, she'll be here in a minute.
And she leans on the same oak for 3 weeks.
For 3 weeks, just okay.
Just not even eating, sleeping,
Nope.
just standing there.
No, just standing here. Just.
But god damn it, Matt, I did it.
Any second now.
This is what they call a heartwarming family reunion.
Any second now.
You got that right.
If I can't eat, or else I'll look silly.
Yeah, if she shows up and I'm eating an apple, I'm gonna look like an asshole. I can't eat. I can't sleep. She might catch me off guard. This is the worst. I told her to meet me here, didn't I? God damn it.
Did I?
Did it deliver to the wrong person? There's only one other one who looks like me. I don't know if it delivered to the right person.
Or do I look like them?
She's just really socially anxious and worries about a lot of stuff.
Oh.
Nervous imposter.
Well, judging by where we have to go, at least for me to get to capital, I'm gonna have to be traveling with you guys until we get to home.
Oh, well darn. You act like it's the worst thing in the world. We're all going the same way.
It
It's
was not my
okay.
intention. I'm just saying. that's what's going to be happening. But once we get home, I'm gonna have to split off.
Yeah. That's okay.
We'll keep things warm for you.
So
I don't know what I'm gonna do anymore.
I have more content prepared. It's just that none of it will be usable in 30 minutes.
That's fine with me.
So, and I know you've been up all day.
I haven't been up all day.
I thought you were gonna stay up because you had the donut.
I actually didn't.
Ah.
I ended up going right to sleep. So, that worked out.
But
I could keep going, but if you don't have content ready, I'm willing to call it quits here.
I do. It's just like, it'd be like another hour and a half's worth of stuff that if I start, I'd rather not stop.
Right.
So, here's
That's up to you.
here's what I will say. You guys you're making your way through the desert. You're heading your way back through to home. It'll be the week that it took you guys to get here in reverse, and you have at best a couple of days. So, if this were a television show and we were the audience of that television show, the way that it ends, that like it fades out, I guess, is an image of Grix with a cranked like arbalist, and he kicks over like a table and like mounts his arbalist on the table, and like the door bursts open to this tavern with like a pair of hobgoblins coming in, and Grix pulls the trigger on his arbalist and then pulls a pistol from his side and shoots another one before he starts being surrounded.
Is that... Oh no, I don't want Grix to die. It's not confirmed that he's dead. This could be like a situation where it was like the fucking us popping out of the temple. Like me and Grix popping out of the temple and you all in the ships. Hopefully. I want that to happen. I want Grix to live. He's my co-mayor.
He's the VM.
If he dies, I run the Thieves Guild.
He's the vice mayor.
You haven't done the Thieves Guild quests yet. God. You have to fucking steal the gem eye, whatever.
You gotta
What the fuck are you
Mercer's
talking
bitch
about?
ass.
In Skyrim.
The Eye of the Falmer.
Oh. I thought you were talking about the Jewels of Baron Zaya, or whatever they were called. I was like, there's 24 of those. Fuck that.
No, you gotta.
You have to get the quest marker.
You gotta
mod.
steal the they're actually called the Peepers of the Drow in this universe.
The peepers.
A new hand touches the beacon.
Cease.
If that had happened whenever I picked up the Sand Shifter, I would have just dropped it.
Yep.
Well, it would have just ended back up in your pocket, I guess.
But as for the flavor that I wanted, so after her experience with the Traveler, and after like waking up in a beam of blue
What's
fire,
up, Pyla?
it looks as though something has utterly blasted the dye out of her hair, as if it got legitimately like harder than sun bleached. And there is now maybe a few streaks of red left, but her hair is white.
He hit the highlights out of her hair! He hit the highlights out of her hair!
That's exactly what I thought! He hit the highlights out of her hair!
Huh?
Knives
Scott Pilgrim.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, damn it.
Oh, it's so funny. Like,
Knives Chow gets fucking bodied by the vegan man.
Yeah, and then just the highlights, the blue highlights that you just put in it, just fly out. It's so funny.
But yes, her hair is now almost entirely white, has been like completely sun bleached, except for a few smatterings of red left from the dye, and maybe like the ends are still black, and other than that, white. And at one point, where she like is just idly entertaining herself, she snaps, and the sparks that come off of her fingers are also white.
Damn.
She's gone through a lot of color palettes.
She has. I'm gonna take her through a lot, hopefully. Amy suggested that by the end of this, if she is still alive, like at 20th level, when her fire is truly as powerful as it possibly can be, it's just like ultraviolet purple.
Right, like it's barely visible, but like...
But you can...
It looks almost invisible. It's just like a purple shimmer that goes...
Yeah, and then just things explode.
A little thing for Cass too is like as they're like walking, she's on Erna's back. She kind of like shoulders the wayfinder and kind of looks at the compasses like, I'll get there eventually. She just kind of looks up into the sky and just kind of reads Vaya
busted old lady pirate.
repeatedly.
So, I do want to take this moment, and I want to apologize that we only got 2 hours and 40 minutes worth of game this week.
No, it's only partially you.
We can do another game sometime this week if we have a day for it, but our most viable time slot is Sunday, and I really want to play text. So
Yeah.
Oh, I need to talk to you about the Sunday game also.
Okay, sure, go ahead.
The other thing that I want to say is like, I hope that the amount of talking we do in this game is not a problem, because like, I have noticed that it will be the case that we go many sessions without doing much combat.
Yeah,
That's fine. The combat
it's
when
still
it happens,
it's still
fucking
entertaining.
intense.
Yeah, I'm still having fun.
Yeah? Oh yeah, for sure.
I just wanted to check on that, because like, if we wanted to do more fighting, I can do more fighting. I just enjoy talking. I feel like we're at a point where it's like,
It's a lot of political intrigue now too.
right, there are many things at play here that are not solved by hitting them with a sword.
Political RP.
Have you actually looked anything at the Ultimate Intrigue book?
I have not.
It's pretty interesting.
There's a spell in it that I like and want.
That's so.
Dead Man's Contingency.
What's that do?
It's a contingency that fires off after you die that can only cast a certain number of spells, but is a
I think
fourth
my
level
dice
spell.
are fucked up now.
Are they warped?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Genius.
They're
Why do you
burned.
do that?
What do you mean? Why did I do it? They were just too close
You
to
know,
the
I
candle.
should actually consider getting one of these.
They're pretty useful.
Because
Yeah.
I'm finding myself getting the millennial pinky, as I call it. The like,
Oh
for
yeah.
having your phone resting on your pinky like this, and
Yeah.
like the pinky will start hurting and stuff.
The D6 is all kinds of fucked up.
should
I guess
really
it's
consider
time for a
How
new
much
set
are
of
those?
dice.
Wonderful.
I mean, there's a bunch of different ones depending on like the
That's
brand
never
you get
bad.
and stuff. They're pretty cheap,
By the way,
unless you get like a stupid.
are you
brand name
trying to
from-
burn the DM screen?
No, I'm just. I like
And it
fire.
has 2 levels that can pop out too.
You're a
It's
fucking
variable.
pyromaniac. I'm gonna have to put you out again.
Why are you playing Pyra?
Hopefully, I won't catch fire again.
That'd be nice.
I have Pyra's memory, and you have Pyra's tendencies.
Throw that away, please.
Warm.
I meant the glass too.
Phone died.
Hot.
Oh, it
hot.
died?
Yeah, it died.
But yeah,
I don't think
Uh,
it died. I
it
think it was
turned
just
off.
on for a while.
I figured this was kind of appropriate. Pyra looks suitably older now with the white hair and such. Like
Yeah.
busted, like it's like Dante, like busted Dante. We've got busted Pyra.
Yeah.
Yeah, but white hair's hot, so.
Yeah.
I know.
I agree.
Quick question. Before we close out, how many of you have heard or seen flint napping?
The fuck?
What?
Like,
I mean, like.
Chipping stone to turn it into arrowheads, that kind
Oh,
of
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
That. You hear that, and notice Castor holding a rounded piece of stone taken from the top of the temple.
oh, oh no!
Oh no.
What's that for?
Flint napping. That's a good
Why
word.
are you doing that?
Stop it!
So
It's just a little bit of fire. It never hurt anybody. Oh yeah, it sure did hurt your fucking
Except for
hair.
when it did, Castor touches his burn scars.
I did still do 3 damage to you, fuckboy.
That was not from you.
Oh,
That was from when a fire elemental
Oh.
set my Gambeson on fire at
Oh,
the
yeah.
Temple of the Elements, remember?
I interpreted that as being me, and that made
No.
me feel good. So I'm gonna continue to believe that.
That would have been, I got a
I'm the one with the problem. I'm
Hey,
not
it
the
still
one
did
actively
damage.
setting things on
Fuck
fire.
it.
I light matches and then put them out. And you're like, just like, woo, let me just torch things. Woo, there goes the there goes the vapor. Oop, there goes the dice.
So,
Oh,
question.
oh.
I didn't set the dice on fire!
Quick question. This might be a long shot, but did we earn 5,480 experience in this session?
How much experience do we get for killing the Elder God?
How much experience does Castor need to level?
Castor needs...
Like 500 something?
790.
Okay.
The party gains 1,000 experience.
Woo!
Just so that's heard right. 1,000, not 8,000, because I said 8,000.
8,000, you say?
8,000. All right. Sounds
Can I
good
ride
to
the
me.
Codex Ignis so that I'm level 20 now?
Caster is level 7.
So I just let me just write the Codex Ignis here. Pyra can use Kamehameha and Bakugan.
And
I'm gonna blow you to bits!
And then at the end, it's just like, I can do what I want.
That would have been a way better note for Pyra to write to make part of the Ignis. And thus quoted the woman cloaked in fire. I can do what I want.
Honestly, she should do that.
I retconned the Codex Ignis page that I added. Instead of it being the scribbling madness that I used to get me through that dungeon, the page that I add to the Ignis is just her saying, I can do what I want.
By the way,
Ah! I have 3rd level spells now!
is that L still there?
What L?
The mania.
Oh yeah, that's yours now.
Yay.
Is Drolish's L still there too?
Yes.
Yes.
And Caster has one too, but I forgot to write it out.
We take L's in this household.
We take L's.
We take many L's.
those 3 took out.
I fucking blew myself up and I got a W. Fuck boys.
Hey, I fucking blew a bitch up.
And you got a W.
I got a heart.
You guys need to explode more.
Yeah.
Oh,
You either need to explode more or explode more things.
I think I'm going to buy myself that set of amethyst dice.
Did you ever hear anything about that, by the way?
Hmm?
The dice you ordered that totally like didn't come in?
Oh, it was a box, but
Or
it
the
was a
box.
Did you ever get your money back?
No.
The thing is, like, money was never it was never taken out of my account.
Oh.
Which is the weird part. I said, "Hey, I want this in turquoise," and I even sent pictures for proof that I did this, and then nothing.
It's the level up music because someone leveled up.
Woo!
Well, it's a good thing I didn't have to roll that session for much. It was a fucking 2. And that was a 13.
Yeah, I rolled straight Garbo today.
Oh, also.
Oh, now.
So, Matt, what I needed to talk to you about was, I know this is specifically what Session 0 was for, but since Session 0, Amy's been talking to me about, like, other stuff that I could do for the build. And there's a feat, Improved Unarmed, that basically scales my unarmed damage the same way a Solarian's weapon would.
Yeah, didn't you guys touch on that briefly in the